one going down, but they kind of switch up their drop spot a little bit. It's not too far away from the split drop towards the left, but they're actually full committing to the south side of Frigid Fortress this time around. Not sure if it's a bus path change or an overall game plan adjustment, but for Jack and NPen, that might be the difference maker, but you got to be careful because you got Minished on the other side, you got Osin and Scare on the north side, so it's not going to be as free as it seems.
There's a lot going on here. Definitely, they're kind of in the mix here. Now, they do have, like you said, that early Elim here, so it's a single player left in the duo. Tick there, just hiding out, trying to buy time here. Seems like he finally finds an opportunity to jump back in the mix. Jack has to come to the rescue. Did he get a way in? There it is, but oh my gosh! What a shot by the Tick here.
Their commentary's always been a little delayed. Always. It's so weird.
The highest level of play, right, Jacob? Like, anything can happen. Pros do have their moments where they end up clutching
that burst SMG is so good, bro. You'll see a lot of them use it.
Here, it doesn't matter. NPen is now in a much worse position.
Yeah, NPen is just hoping that Osid and Scare get bored. They don't look for him, and you can kind of see in the feed that NPen did not get eliminated. But in comes Dragon and Creon. This might be a blessing for NPen to try to get out. He does have the zip line, though. Leaves you open to take a shot. Creon Dragon not slowing down. Big shot onto Osid. It's going to push him back into the box. They have to try to find a way out. Creon's there on the other side. They even get the roof. Dragon pulling full aggression on this fight against Osin and Scare. They already get the first knock. Creon with the other angle. They get a full-on wipe.
Dude, some of these people I don't even know who they are.
As well. Leaving that
which is crazy.
There while Dragon distracted from the high ground and then takes it at the prime time there. The timing just couldn't have been better. Looks Scare's trap caught with this pickaxe out. Just not much you can do here. Meanwhile, Falcons, Peterbot and Boyo back at it, this time onto Chris and Drew.
See, Peterbot, I do know.
We've seen this fight happen before. The last time, Chris and Drew were
pretty sure everyone knows Peterbot.
Almost in shambles, chased across a big section of the map. And it seemed pretty similar when the zone was kind of keeping Squibbly in play. They essentially went for the battle.
You got the pizza pie, bro. You got the pizza pie.
Early on are willing to take some of these risks, but you can say Peterbot takes a big shot, forced to back up. They didn't necessarily win the trades here when it comes to Surge. So they're going to have to go back on over to Squibbly, where in essence they do have almost infinite heals that do spawn up over towards that rift. But Riptide, we saw threats in Fear win the fight in that last game. Fear almost going down. You can see it kind of led into them being affected by Storm Surge, but Mako and Blanks, a team that qualified out of Frigid Fortress with a victory royale, just changing up their drop spot here again today. And that's sometimes what you have to do. From day 1 to day 2, you hit the VODs, and you figure out what changes you can make.
What's up, Dream VR?
Threats and Veer successful in the last game this time. Threats is left to play this one out by himself, at least here at the start. And once again, though, Jake, I'm looking at that overall player count, 78 remaining. So it seems like the early day jitters are out the window here now. Here's back to Curve and Veno playing similar to the last time. It made sense why there was that big wooden base. It's just the early game strategy.
Interesting.
Here to play for a Surge Tower.
Where he's going to give up all the loot to Curve right now. You know, Curve is kind of, I wouldn't say the mastermind by any means, but he's the main guy, the main source of their early game damage. Trying to get Surge. You see them breaking open the tops of buildings. That way nobody can safely lurk nearby. And I think that's one thing for certain, because we saw Veno try to make that attempt in that last game, lurk back towards his Surge base that was momentarily stolen.
This is interesting, bro. I've never seen people do that, that big tower.
You see a lot of these Surge bases, Monster, Metal, Brick. Veno and Curve, for the most part, they build it in wood.
Yeah, they know it's temporary. They don't want to attract too much attention. And maybe when it's wood, it kind of signals to other people, no one's going to be based up in wood, right? Surely not. It's all part of the strategy.
There goes threats.
H-Cube encrypted, do end up finding threats there. So from Solo now back to the lobby there. Got a little update here with Cold and Rapid.
For threats going down, though, in Veer, that's a huge loss. You know,
towers common in other regions.
They're in 11th.
Interesting. Yeah, this is North America. This is mine.
Of the line, 13th place for that Summit land spot. So they're going to have to really hope the rest of the competition doesn't fare as well in this game, kind of giving them a couple of chances to close out the day. There'll be 4 more games left for them. 5 overall, including this one for Cold and Rapid, just kind of business as usual. Set up center map over at Dark Dominion. Cold was able to get the mythic Chaos Reloader, and you can see all the sorts of goodies that they have. Multiple pizzas, med kits. So they can honestly stay here just like they normally do.
I feel like they should make the pizza.
And just kind of pad that
You can
back.
carry.
Yeah, at least 4 or so games
4
yesterday.
instead of 3.
Whenever we tuned in, essentially, they had a mythic shotgun or AR or otherwise. So they have had a fair amount of success and a little bit of luck
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
finding their loadout situation. Molten Acorn in a fight against Electro Oak right now. It's a bit of a messy one. You see other teams putting their influence into the mix here, throwing their ammo into the bucket, if you will. Electro manages to sneak out the side, though. Turn things around, puts himself in between those firing shots.
Shockwaving.
Was prepared for this with Acorn, but for Electron,
They're out of zone here.
Overstay their welcome here. Shockwave outside of range for Acorn and Bold, but they end up in the range of Pole and Madden. Also been performing well so far on day number 1. It looks like Electro Ulk are looking to get aggressive here, maybe for some early surge or eliminations, depending on what they're looking for overall, if they want to try to fly up that leaderboard. But there are 4 teams directly in this location. Acorn and Bolts all the way towards the north, and a couple of teams stacked up in between. Electron Ulk got all of that information due to the past couple of shockwaves, and I do think they're making the right decision. Focus on getting into zone instead of staying on a stacked edge. Especially for their loadouts. Yeah, they don't have nothing.
A couple of fished up floppers already. They're going to have to get their material count back. But you saw their Cold, they thought they were spotted out. That's why
Here we go. Here's Peterbot, bro.
Almost defensive.
Here he goes.
The gate, which gave Electro the signal. Like, yo, wait a second.
Second best player in the world after me.
Like, maybe we should take this fight. Thinks he's out though. Peterbot Pollo back at it right now, finding CDZ and Raven here. It's like the worst nightmare for CDZ and Raven. You know,
hello.
race yesterday, as we watched them continue to improve game to game, but whatever they're doing right now, they're ending up in the warpath.
Link Clicks is in 7th, and Peterbot is he 4th, I think.
Hey, they almost got the down.
Oh, yeah.
Pollo, that's maybe a non-factor.
I'm watching them right now. Well, I'm watching the Fortnite broadcast, but they're on them.
In that last game, they did not fight Peterbot and Pollo, so they're probably thinking like Peterbot and Pollo, they're not going to be here. They're going to rotate on out this time. A whole different plan for Pete and Pollo. They stay around Squibbly Shores. They spot out the team rotating in, and they just fight for those eliminations. 8 more points.
I don't think they're actually
for them as they continue to rise.
Flex is just chilling right now.
They close the gap already.
They're in zone. Do they actually not?
They have 0 kills, don't they? Dude, they
Yeah, they have 0.
1.3. They average 1.3.
Damn, bro.
And like everyone else averages like 5 points. Even like people that are in like 20th place average more than them.
Clearly, the number one
That's actually crazy.
But they've won 2 games and they're in 7th place. Because they literally get no kills.
They're all the way in zone right now.
Look at all the teams inside of the top 10. They are definitely.
They're just like playing for placement. It's like us.
Yeah, literally, bro. Exactly what we do. Or as what we did in like 2 years ago.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah. The thing is like he's trying to go for the win here because he's never won. But
yeah,
he's not really going for the win because he's not getting any kills. He's lost out on so many points just because kills.
They're not going to get high elimination games. They really need to start picking up consistent placements inside of the top 5 as Aegis and Ritual. Uncontested at
still kind of close.
For the most part, this is one of those POIs we don't see.
Yeah.
But they're like 100 points off first, so.
I think it's.
We know how aggressive Ritual and Aegis and how long they actually stay at this POI to protect that.
I think points are points double, I think.
I don't know.
So they don't take any free damage to some of these other teams. Rotate late in the next couple of zones, but for Hobby and Aminish,
are there 76 people left? They're on the 4th zone. Would we still be alive? Like if we just landed somewhere completely opposite, would we? You think we'd still be alive?
Yeah.
Bro.
No, we'd
have to be.
For no reason.
If they could have just pushed it a little bit
Totally.
further, they'd be sitting still inside a 3rd, but 16th is still an end game, you know, overall. However,
dude, half these people I don't even know.
Really add up if you break into the top
Dude, that's
10,
so different now.
I recognize some names, but like the others I just have no idea. Like obviously I know like Xset, like I know that team, but like everyone else, bro.
Some of the action here.
I think I know like
Look, Jacob, we were talking
probably
about
like 20
fast, you know,
people.
the first like 2 zones.
I think
played
I
out.
recognize Mako,
From then till now,
but I'm not sure.
no one's been eliminated. We're still at that 76 player mark.
I don't know. I feel like I recognize that.
It's almost the feeling of some of these contested drops or the surrounding lands, a little bit of freedom, because everybody has that time limit where they have to drop, they have to get their loot, they have to mat up, they have to grab their resources. So maybe that's the little window of opportunities some of these teams are going ahead and taking for their own.
It's so different. So much more room.
What's up, Iron? How you doing, bro?
What's
going on?
Make up with some of those points. We see Benno and Curve already doing it. We're seeing Peterbot come online with doing it. In instances, we talked about some of the solo clutch impact points monster. Agers wasn't
Dude, so many of them are in
on the
towers.
list, but if we would have kept the list going
Yeah.
for these last couple of games, added on top of that, Agers did move, I believe, into the top
It's like
5.
I've never
So-
seen that before.
You open the door.
This is a great
Mom.
kind of position to start catching up.
Open
Talk
the
about
door.
Visual and Breeds' journey,
I
right?
want
Look at
Betty's
this.
door.
The zone's pulling south, and this is actually favorable for them because they have some distance from the edge, and they can see all of these potential opportunities of teams that have to move
Anywhere
long
else.
for them. So they have their clear pathway to success to overdrive out.
It's gonna
and then
be
you
where
have
it's
teams
gonna
all
go.
in the distance here to kind of pick apart in the process. Meanwhile,
Dude, Clicks and them are still in zone.
world of trouble. Why in the world would he end up by the Dark Dominion? We'll just have to figure that one out here in a second. But he's lost Clicks in the process.
Yeah,
Or Higgs.
decisions, yeah. Big part of their game plan here, and you can see it almost looks like they might have been
Looks alone.
rotating underneath. Not sure why Rapid and Cold would be down there, but you can see why they were getting aggressive.
Dude, he's alone.
252
Oh shit.
He's alone. Like,
threshold. Clicks is
He's
actually
alone.
pushing
He's
right back
pushing.
in, trying to go on the offensive.
He's doing a 2v1.
I'm not sure if this is the plan right
In
now.
the
well,
underground.
Them back for the free reboot card. Either way,
Oh,
great
he
play
has.
coming
Oh,
out
Higgs is
from
actually
Clicks.
dead.
I'm
Probably
pretty
going
sure.
to
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
a lot of HP missing, and he's actually going to be able to steal.
He's got 3
away
medikits. He's got a pizza.
out of
Still.
and of Cold and
Oh.
Rapid. It's just a matter of Cold and Rapid rotating.
Part of the zone,
out.
though.
Clicks probably checking to make sure, and now everybody is out of Dark Dominion.
No, I don't
So
want that
even
there.
though in this moment,
It can't-
Monster
can
looks
it
like
just
there's
sit
just
anywhere
some
else?
strikes,
No, I
they're gonna have a
don't
breath of fresh air and time
It
to
was
breathe
just there
and
last
get that
time.
reboot off.
The only thing I can think of, and we will have to go to the replays to find out, he had to have been fighting for Higgs' reboot card, right? There's no way
Just put him on the
He's gonna
windowsill, can't they, to go there?
a team like that, right? Like, not for no reason, at least, not as a solo. So, in the end, though, it plays off. He ends up doing exactly what he needs to do, and he comes out ahead. You know, the extra pizza box is definitely going to be a huge win for them, especially given that they're in the zone here. So, Peterbot for you, though, in a bit of a standoff right now, and they have the zone. Okay, this is actually perfect. 800
Storm
damage
surge.
above. Material count not exactly maxed out.
Looks like gonna
however,
clutch
though,
up, I'm feeling
They
it.
have everything else going for them.
I don't even know if he's still alive. He should be.
Flex and Light
I
on
think-
the other side, trying to put down pressure.
Just gotta keep watching the death-
Force
the
Peterbot
death
and Foyo
thing.
back, but we're gonna have some
Yeah.
time here in a moment as they drop down a whole nother layer, a 5-tick zone, and we tune.
Okay, well, the team they were fighting is in a fight with a different team, so that's good.
Zone's 5-tick. He's gotta be out.
Looks like they spotted him out as a solo. Send some fire his way, trying to put down pressure, but the zone pulls yet again away from reach.
I'm gonna look for his name
Trying to
around
see
the
if they
thing.
can
I'm
actually try to go
Yeah.
for the revive here with very little materials or played out as a solo. I think he has no other
Fuck.
choice but to play this one out as a solo. It's not enough time to get the revive. Both of them will end up going down. So Reed, a lot of
Great.
pressure on your shoulders
Dogs
here to
are up
finish
here.
this game.
Peterbot got somebody.
Below the surge, we were highlighting the fact that teams like Acorn and Bolts didn't have problems with the Storm Surge at all, at least doing damage to them. And then we come in now, and already that's not the same story here at all. Acorn, so much pressure here.
I think I know Acorn.
But Bolts comes
Yeah.
in to back him up here. This
He's
is
he's,
awesome.
he's
we
like
know
getting
him.
fucked right now.
This is really going to come down to whether or not Bolts can buy his teammate a little bit of time. He's done it so far. He finds Paper.
I have
my
no
God.
idea if Flex is fucking
Paper goes
alive.
rolling
I know.
away Off to the side. Resi now in a one-on-one against Acorn. Acorn.
It would've cut.
Acorn's so fucked.
This is gonna be tough.
Oh my God.
Resi's trying to hold it
Oh,
down.
we got him.
Acorn, no, the big Acorn is here, and he does what he needs to do.
Holy.
To stay in the game. But no,
Oh no, he died.
Bolts have to leave him. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
my
watching him right now.
gosh.
He's getting.
My,
Yo.
I can't believe that series.
No.
I can't see Clicks' name, bro.
Bolts forced to fight. They shockwave.
Alright, Peterbot's right there. Dude, I don't see Clicks. It's it's so jumbled though.
Actually, I need to all these things are way behind.
That's
the problem.
I'm on their YouTube one.
Those are the only points they got.
Because the Twitch one's got freaking ads.
I have no idea if Flex is alive.
No
Yeah, let me go on.
That effort.
I don't see him, bro. I don't.
You're watching the YouTube?
Yeah.
A little bit of a cleanup, some extra loot for them to work with. And it's something
There's no way Clicks is alive.
rapid need. We saw them getting
They showed like the aerial shot. I couldn't see him.
revenge for Higgs, and you can see what that has done to their position in this game. Barely 3 above the damage.
I don't see him.
With a huge chunk of shield missing. It's put him so far back.
I'm just
Fortnite
thinking,
competitive you're watching?
Cold and
Yeah.
Rapid have a chance to break so far ahead of the competition. It's going to be a huge problem for the rest of the lobby right now. If they have a big end game right here. No one's played perfect though.
What are you watching right now?
King Piece is on my
Someone running
screen.
into the eye?
Here, just
Hmm.
taking damage from
Oh,
Storm.
okay,
taking
yeah, we're
damage
on the same
from
person.
Storm Surge. No extra HP. He's 93 below.
Oh!
Deactivated for a moment. And oh my, that's the
gosh.
only moment he needs.
Yo, no way.
Literally, if it was still actually active,
Might have to
Monkey,
switch.
he would've
Oh my
been
God, Clicks is
taken
still
out
alive.
for sure, but
Is he actually?
He was just in the kill feed. He just got a kill.
Oh my God, I missed it. Yo, no way. Where is he?
Hey, man,
Our
he's
close
got
personal
two
friend
right
Clicks.
here. It's got 2 big pots.
I said he was gonna clutch up. He's gonna win. He's gonna get like 3rd place.
Yeah. Boyo got a kill. Or no, he's down.
He's gonna end up like dying in like 3 seconds.
Dirty plays here. But talk about a way to claw your way out of the grave for a second. Visuals and braids though. Look at what happened here.
Ooh.
Just shortly before they made that rotate, they actually find an elimination there, an important one as well. At 3 HP, the siphon
Shit's
is
just
what's going to
buffering.
keep them in the game, remaining competitive. I saw that while we were hopping around, Clicks
Anything
actually
Fortnite related
eliminated
just
2,
buffers
so
when it's
we
actual
have some pretty
Fortnite.
big top 10 teams
Dude,
now
Clicks got
fully
2.
out the game. This is going to shake up everything as we know it.
Is he live?
That's what they just said.
Get a little moment to breathe, but
I still don't see him. I'm trying to look.
You can see Braids had some extra shield.
Oh my God, I
literally
can't
don't
tell,
see him
bro.
anywhere.
I'm not sure he's gonna be able to.
I gotta
find
switch
damage,
off back
especially
to
in zone
all
like
as
this.
Aussie
Irvin
because
Veno,
this shit is
we
lagging.
saw a Shockwave from the backside of zone to contest the high ground. Nobody's really making themselves known as the team above the rest.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily ready for it. 8 zone. Sometimes we say it's a little bit too early.
Oh, he may have
think
died. I don't know.
everybody has that
I haven't
same
seen him this whole
sense in
time,
the
I
back of
swear.
their mind. Saving the material, saving the shockwaves, make a play for it. Maybe in the next
Mine's
couple of zones. But
6
for now,
to-
Aegis and Ritual looking at what's in
Dude,
front of them.
I just keep seeing Peterbot and Poyo in the fucking kill feed.
I know.
A couple of those are going to connect, but not enough to give them the green light to go.
Yeah, it's
Where
one thing
are
about
they?
Clicks and Higgs played,
Or
they
where
played
is
these
he
single
at?
towers and not really
Dude,
overcommit with the
how do I
charge.
not see it
I would
once?
love to
I
see
know.
teams do that, because
Anytime they
how
put the
many
fucking
King
thing
Piece
up,
is
I
dead.
never.
even Rituals and
He's gotta
Aegis
be
will look
dead.
Up like, wait a second, bro.
Yeah, he's gotta be
No
dead
one's
now.
up Here, and you saw him kind of break off for it.
Ooh.
Braids on the other side though, just popping off right here, playing the edge of zone, gets a little siphon going.
There goes
And now,
Peterbot.
look, you look up, Aegis finally secured.
Oh
it.
my God.
Peterbot, Boyo come in. They were just waiting for someone to build the foundation, and now they come in to try to
Hey, man,
take
I've
the
killed TG
investment away
before.
from them, and it
Yep,
actually works
yep.
off.
Yeah,
Let's not
massive
forget it.
damage
And
on
TG
Aegis,
killed
on
Peterbot.
Ritual, forcing them away, but you still gotta be
So
careful.
that means you're better than Peterbot.
That means I could kill any of them.
Yep.
Aegis gets left by himself. Talk about him moving possibly into the
Where
the
side.
fu-
In
where the
terms of
fuck is
solo
Clicks? He's gotta be dead
impact
now.
points in
He
this.
has to be. There's no way.
Chance for him to do just that. There's a bunch of points in terms of placement
Mine's
still
so
left on
behind,
the
I
board.
can't be asked.
4 points
Mako's
for
dead.
elimination if he can clean those
Where's
up,
the
but he has to
fucking-
watch out because Peterbot and
Yeah.
Boyo, not only they have the high ground, they notice him as second high.
Yeah, he
put
went down
a
at some
little bit of
point.
pressure, forcing him down a
Surely.
whole other layer, and then set their focus onto 20 and
No,
Neko
back
as
to
well.
fucking
They're
Aussie.
building up step by step, taking a lot of the focus from Peterbot.
Oh,
and Boyo.
Aviv too. I know him.
Golden Rapid may not have
remember
won
that
the
name.
game this weekend, but they've been playing low ground very well. But look at this. As I'm about to celebrate their key positioning, they get rolled up on from behind. Meanwhile,
Dude, Peterbot, they're always on height.
Veno doing the same thing they did before.
Yeah.
Play deep
They just
side of
get it
zone,
every single time.
come bouncing way on in with the
Yo, everyone's using this pistol, bro.
support them here.
You said the pistol was good.
Veno's gotta be careful. He's right
Yeah,
outside
on,
the
like,
box.
day one. You knew it.
Sounds
What? Yeah,
they've
giving him
conceded to
one.
give
Has
away
to-
the high
yeah,
ground,
no.
and it is theirs now. Veno and Curve
You
here
knew
take
the
up a
pistol was
tournament
good.
for back-to-backs. Boyo's down and out in the
Boyo's
storm.
dead.
It's all up to Peterbot to clutch it up too.
And back
Peterbot's-
to
oh,
one,
6
I think
HP, bro.
that's certainly possible, especially with the tough competition out of the lobby as Brilliant takes out Cold. Their runs
I even
come to
fit
an
these in
end.
my
Peter was
closet.
talking about if they could repeat that same game, they could close the gap. But now with first, second, and third
Mom,
place
what is
out of
this?
your way, this is the
What is all
opportunity
this?
to do it.
Yeah, 6
But
HP, you
Peterbot
die?
finds
Oh my God.
6 HP and a dream. Finds a little crevice there to hold on to.
You're
Down
putting him
to the
around
he's
the
dead.
thing.
the elimination, though, he gets taken out. Top
That's-
6 situation. 3 solos running around. 3 duos still intact. Veno and Curve are still up above, raining down fire. Not really giving anybody a
Peterbot's
chance to breathe
dead.
and think
He's
outside the
dead.
box, which is Force and Seek to take this storm damage. It's his only play here to try to get some extra
Oh.
placement points.
Love what we're seeing right now. Veno coming down here. No
Seek
material,
35.
just forced to play chest to chest here while Curve's
Curve.
got eyes from the top down. Here comes the mist. Just give them a little bit of a relief here. But Tyler comes up, goes for the pop shot, doesn't quite hit it. And Tyler's got enough mats to actually do work here. Jacob, this is not a safe endgame by any means. It really is going to come down to whether or not Tyler wants to contest them on height or jump down low for some elimination points.
Yeah, it's not just the build that I'm looking at. It's that mythic chaos reloader that can turn the tides of fights in the blink of an eye. But he's getting pushed by the solo down below. Seek, he gets the elimination. Siphon getting up to 200 effective shield and HP. More builds to work with. But up above, Curve
Who v1?
refusing to drop down low.
Oh, shit.
Refusing to give him a chance. So Tyler has
Oh!
no choice but to go up above. Big shot on the Curve.
No way.
Tyler is trying to make
No way.
dreams come true. He lands another shot on the
No way.
down below. Trying to deny the back.
Oh, shit.
Tyler, he just needs the one.
He needs one shot.
He is already
Hit the
down.
shot.
He's by himself. 1v1.
No way.
3 HP. Tyler
Wow.
touches up.
You know what? That might have been his biggest play of
Holy
his
crap.
career, and he definitely deserves it. There's one thing you cannot do.
He just, like, 1v3'd.
Professional player with build is
Wow.
dangerous.
Holy
no
crap.
matter who you are. Well played.
That was crazy.
To Tyler and Chance there. What an exceptional game number 8 there we just saw, Jacob.
Yeah, I was saying Tyler, he needs a chance, but
Wow.
his duo's name's Chance. He's down, but he got that second opportunity and he ran away with it. Zeke, are you not excited?
That was, dude. I'm sitting there like,
Wow.
Tyler's walking around taking these shots. I'm like, oh, myself. You know, I'm thinking like, oh, get out of the way, no. I just,
Bruh.
you know, it's one of those situations, right, when you're like, dude, this is Curve and Veno, right? Like, we're about to see the back-to-back day to a grand. And then the moment we pop over to Tyler and you just look at his build, you're like, this guy's 90 builds. Like, GG, just kidding, it's all fine. Like, Kelly, and then just to hit those shots. To hit those shots in again, like in a 1v2, in a Grand's lobby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I know no one wants to be stuck in the low ground when there is so much chaos going on, but having 90 builds in the final moment right there when there was literally only 3 other players alive just goes to show that maybe getting those refreshes can be so beneficial because you just stay so stocked up. But man, Tyler there, he played that low ground so well, and that's not to the detriment of Veno and Curve. They played height really well too. You could hear our casters talking about it. They don't want to drop down. They don't want to give them that chance. So that gives you that kind of understanding that Veno and Curve were aware of the position that Tyler was in. And look at this.
Dude, the friggin' burst SMG, man.
Any build,
Right
but
there.
getting that
Look at
refresh
that.
right there,
Thing just shreds.
made the difference.
Through the wall.
Tuned in. He was in 11th zone and he had 1 build. A skip ahead, 1 elimination. When's the last time we saw
Holy crap.
anybody in any competition with triple-digit builds
3
in
HP.
the final zone of the game? And I mean, listen, I wanted Veno and Curve to go ahead and win this game because the Surgeons up the leaderboard. Yeah, that would have helped them just that much more. But as soon as I saw 100+ materials, 100+ builds on Tyler, I was like, this
Oh my
one,
god.
he's going to be an absolute hassle to take down. And he absolutely proved it. Shout out to Veno, though, because even with the odds stacked against him, took him down to 3 HP. It was close.
It was, man. I cannot believe how much day 2 is delivering. 280 points. And now we are looking to cement ourselves in that top 13. Shout
Gonna
out
drink.
to Tyler and Chance. Okay, we're gonna go to a break. When we return, again, we've got to take a look at these standings. How are things developing? More after this break. Stay tuned.
Shit. Ow. Damn it.
got healed. I'm popping a med bit. Wait, short. Got 6 builds? No, max up.
Wait, if you're mid, wait.
100! 100! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And I don't know how to feel about it.
You're not used to losing. Getting beaten?
Not like this. These players are just so locked
Give me the milk.
It's okay.
Stay there.
Hello, hello.
You're welcome. Ba-dum.
Excuse me right now. Excuse me right now.
Carbon Venom. Carbon Venom.
Excuse me
Oh man.
right now.
What
First
can I
off,
say
In case you missed it,
except
welcome back to the FNC.
you're
It is
welcome.
great day to be watching Fortnite. We just watched an incredible
What can
game.
I say
Carbon Venom
except
almost got
you're welcome.
another victory royale.
Dude.
Second place for Ireland. I told
Dante
you
is out, and now
these standings, right?
Dude.
Because
and now
I'm
Ant
telling
is
you,
out
It's
for,
actually a
for the
curse.
Timberwolves.
It feels like
Oh yeah,
feels
nah.
like I have
They're up
no
3-0.
sense of stability.
Imagine it's the first
It feels
ever
like every time I
comeback.
have a semblance of like, this must
Or no,
be the
no,
way
it's
this is
2-1.
going, right?
2-1,
Or 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
3-1,
Decide, you know
something
what?
like that.
But still, that'd be crazy.
I'm sorry. I feel like instability is part of your lifestyle.
Yeah,
so
that'd
I
actually
don't think that's
fucking
anything new
wild.
whatsoever.
I'd rather it
But for the
happen at
FNCS
3-1
broadcast,
than
seeing
at
our
1-0
leaderboard
or something.
shake up this much, Vivid, might be a
Yeah,
little
Yeah, that's
bit
gotta be a
new.
curse.
If
I
they
definitely
lose,
thought the leaderboard was going to be ready. Right there we go.
Yeah,
Okay, Vivid, take it away.
yeah.
Curve.
like it actually has to be.
All the
Started
zeros.
day in 10th
Crazy.
place. I talked about it. They were 100.
Peterbot's up to 5th.
Points behind
I'll
first
figure it out.
place. After just 2 games.
Clicks is out of the top 10, bro.
They're now
Oh, no, he's in 9th, yeah.
Oh, he's not winning this shit. It's
27
fucking
points
hard.
Nah, there's no way.
behind
42
first
points off.
Place. And
It's like,
that
Flip
There's only
7.
like, what,
just
3
keeps
games?
getting crazier. Zeke, you talked about it. It was at 40.
Yeah,
now
dude.
it's at 49.
Yeah, he's
I am just shocked.
might be
you
too
know,
far
like,
gone here. 4
something
games
that
left.
Kelly said at the start of like
My dog
yesterday,
decided
right?
to
Kinda
not
like
look at
hinting
everything.
at this extra point, right? Again, it's like 1 point really doesn't sound.
Yo, what's
like
up,
a lot, but
FJ?
when you
What's
put
up,
it in
Blair?
the
How you
hands
doing?
of, like, a Curvin Benno, who
Clicks
wants
never
to
winning?
win,
Hey, bro, he
they
might
wanna
not
be in
ever.
the box, they want to take these fights. I'm
might not
looking at
ever.
How it's paying off. We have just after 2 games, we started the day, Kelly. In 10.
Everyone's got the... Alright,
We're now
everybody's got the new shotgun and the pistol.
It's not even like they're
I'm
just
noticing.
kind of running on the low ground, getting these eliminations. No, they're
Your
also
shotgun's
making
in
sure
there?
that they're stealing high,
Yeah.
checking high ground.
The,
making sure that they're
not like the
taking away
new
other
one, the one from this
opportunities
season.
other teams, so it's not again.
oh,
what are they
The Dark
doing?
Voyager
What
one.
are they taking away from everyone else? And Curve and Vinu are doing a great job with those sneaky heights.
I don't even know what shotgun we have. Is that the shotgun we would mainly use? I forget.
Nah, that one's the iron pump.
Obviously, coming into this final moment,
But seeing everybody use that shotgun and the pistol, I might have to
that Veno wanted to be in right
switch
now,
it up
but
a bit.
regardless
Wait, what?
of that, they are pushing themselves up the leaderboard right now. And you know, I'm looking at EU. The most eliminations
The
we saw
shirt?
out of a
Oh.
team coming from Europe was Sky and Scroll with
Oh, they're in
57
second, though.
eliminations,
Oof.
and looking to see 49
Who's in
for
second?
Curve and Veno.
Curve and,
considering the
and
game,
X
the
at
day that they
35.
had yesterday to the day that they're having today, I wonder if they're going to end up with more elims than them.
Gotta say, Zeke, what a weird lobby that was too, with like the high ground. Like at one point there was like nobody up there, and all of a
Bro,
sudden
Clicks
there was
may
one
never win.
player kind of going for it, and then when
No,
Curve
that's the
and
last
Benno
chance.
went
He's
for
dumb.
it, there was
He may
nobody up
never
there as well.
win.
Like Peterbot and Polio had to fall down and did that huge overdrive grenade again, right where they're all the way up in the sky. And I was looking up and I was like, oh my
He knows
gosh,
it's
is that a
over.
bird? It's a plane. No, it's the
He's sitting in his
plane
bedroom
that brought
currently.
Veno over
God.
from EU to NA all the way up
He's
there.
sitting
man.
in his bedroom
That's how
currently.
high they're getting for some of these height
Dude,
reads. I mean, it's incredible.
Raptors and
Excellent.
Cavs is out
They
too,
went
too.
The exact same way. They took height at the exact same
Shit.
time, and like I mentioned, man, Game 7 they look like a different duo.
Raptors
Game
tied
8,
that
they
shit.
repeated it 4 more games. These guys look like they're gonna win this thing.
Oh man, guys, we can't forget, right? Cold and Rapid, look at them up there right now. Of course, not a ton of points ahead, but what strikes me as crazy is Cold and Rapid. This
Should I do with
last
this?
game, they hit a 10th place with 4 elims. They have only had
I don't want it.
one game outside of the top
Oh
10.
my.
Only one game, and that was that 26-1 that we called a quote-unquote mistake, right? The blunder that kind of cost them all of these additional points. But even in these situations where they're finding themselves in shambles situations, we're still pulling off 10th places, top 10 with 4 elims. That's scary stuff, Kelly.
Yeah, and that is exactly what Cold and Rapid are doing so well, is that even though they're not, like, even if they don't get their pop-off game, they're still making sure that they at least make it to the very final moment to get those placement points. And then when they do have everything right, that's when they pull off the pop-off game. So I'd love to see another game like that coming out of them.
Cold and Rapid, they keep trying to build some sort of a lead, but teams, they just keep keeping themselves close. They're like, what the heck? Where did Curve and Veno come from? I thought we were fine. Red Acorn and Bolts are doing a little bit worse today. Oh man, these guys got to be sweating, but they're cool, calm, collected. 4 games left to go. Hopefully they can hold on.
Oh man, game number 9. Only 4 left before we conclude the grand finals. Casters, we're gonna send it your way to prepare us for game number 9.
I'm glad you guys had a little moment to breathe and relax there. One thing's for certain, Jacob, 2 games can change so much of the dynamic right now. Curve and Veno proving that every team that is due for a pop-off will have it, but to go back-to-back like that, so impressive.
Now, it's definitely going to be tough, but one thing that I've learned from Fortnite, I've heard from Fortnite over the years, high ground, they might win games, but low ground tends to win championships, and I'm not sure. We've seen Cold and Rapid on high ground once throughout this week, and I'm not sure how much that will change, but the next game is ready, so let's jump
Here we go.
right into the action.
Here we go. Game 9.
Game 9 begins here and now. If you're just tuning in, you've missed quite the weekend. The ups, the downs, the emotional roller coaster we have been going through is all coming to an end here soon. Just 4 games ahead of us now, Jacob, as we're getting into the deep end, the deep water of this Fortnite competition. And Curve and Veno just proven to us that, hey, yesterday, they clearly had everything on lock. Things just didn't quite line up for them in the end game. But today, it is starting to click. And for Tyler and Chance, right? This is a team that's had a lot to deal with as well. But Tyler popping off right now, really getting his money's worth. And don't forget, they haven't been perfect either, but they found themselves inside the top 10 off of that monstrous performance.
Hey, what's up, Blair? How you doing?
Big moments here, kind of closing out the day. 4 games left. Might seem like a lot, but it definitely isn't. Threats and Fear probably are feeling it. In that last game, also, they were inside of that top 13 bubble. They went down relatively early and fell all the way down to 15th place because of these off-spawn contested fights. So with Blanks and Mako, you can see they're trying to make a last-ditch effort towards the top of the leaderboard. But for Threats and Veer, they're right there. So we talk about mind games. What does that do to a team like Threats and Veer? Do you play aggressive? Do you try to go ahead and disengage, split the drop? I think there's a lot of decisions to be made for Threats and Veer, and there's not a lot of time to make those decisions.
Yeah, last game they only survived for 5 minutes. 5 minutes means they fell in 41st place. They were on track to remain.
It's the game, Clicks. This is the game.
Qualification range of
Imagine.
for that land spot, the prestigious land spots that are available.
Oh.
They slipped down to 15. So that 20-point gap that you talked about, I mean, that was given and then some. Now it's an uphill battle for them to find their way back into the race. Boyo Peterbot on the other side. You know, we're trying to figure out what's going on with this team here. They've had, overall, if you just look at the overall performances, pretty good. However, the best of the best, right? Those that are up at the very top are just outpacing them by a significant margin as far as overall consistency. So will Peterbot and Pollo get their moment?
So did they land? All right, so they land Wonky Land then. That POI. That's 2 games now they've been there.
Especially, you know, you kind of look at some of these teams at the top of the leaderboard.
Wonky, donkey.
I don't like that POI.
You look at it from anybody else, you're like, man, that's a good match.
When's the last time you think you cleaned the top of your fan?
Oh God. Actually,
yeah.
last summer maybe.
Victory royales. It kind of sets the tone
maybe.
and the pages for the rest of the tournament. But
Yeah, it's so bad.
Don't necessarily go your way. With one of the best POIs, they got 4 games left. I think anything is possible, especially since the last couple games to start the day. They have their head on straight. They're still staying to their plan, going for high ground when they can. It's just unfortunate. I think more and more teams are ready to make the risk with everything on the line today.
for me, I still can't be the only one who's wondering why in the world did they end up at the Dark Dominion against Golden Rapid, who are clearly playing as a cut above the rest of the competition right now. So we'll keep eyes on this. This is obviously one of the stronger draw spot teams tend to rotate into for Metal. Let's give this little highlight here, some action. Noisy and Neo just holding down the Sanctuary once again, finding nice little lurk play there. Meanwhile, Tyler and Chance survived the Boulevard. Looks like Curve and Veno have not decided to push down south towards this team, and instead they end up disengaging and out towards the southern edge of the map.
This is something we saw Tyler and Chance do in that last game. They landed the south side of Battlewood. Sometimes it can be a little contested, so they immediately go towards the south and try to cut off the loot path of any of these teams that are on this portion of the map. Going to be plenty of opportunity depending on what your timing is, but it seems like Tyler and Chance barely missed their window. Players going to go ahead and rotate around for free. Aviv and King, though, another team. Aviv, we're talking about solo clutch and big impact points. Aviv was one of those players on the top of the leaderboard, and then you take into a fact like the eval finals right before FNCS started. They were the only team to win 2 different games, so they have the blueprint. Just unfortunately, we really haven't seen the success that we'd hope for from a team like this. Kind of seeing if they can really bounce back in today's tournament. I think there's plenty of time and opportunity. They're at 174 points, though. About 80 points down away from that top 13 window.
Yeah, it looks like every other game they're making somewhat of a semblance towards the end game, but not quite being able to push the boulder past the peak of the mountain there. Get that momentum going, but Veno and Curve actually find Magma, G-Monster right here, try to set up.
Yo, they're sneaking up on him.
I don't thought he was spotted out, but Magma's got no idea that he's actually approaching this close here.
Uh-oh.
I want to know if he's going to go for the high ground player or the low ground ones. G-Monster's exposed as well.
Who's getting snuck up on clicks?
Chop, but Magma's dropping
Void Magma.
Wait for the window to
Exit 35 and Curve just snuck on him. Oh, yo, they snuck up on him.
Don't take your pick at this point, because
Oh, shit.
are ready to go all in. Box himself one, slides into the box.
I got him, bro.
Magma.
Dead.
Now they're gonna go ahead and take down G-Money. A quick 2 eliminations. Veno and Curve, they're not slowing down.
And I've worked with Veno enough times to know exactly what his thought process there, right? Put the pressure down on the other opponent. The other one's going to get risky. He plays the switch, reverse card, lands on him, boxes him up before he even recognizes. He's actually the one that's the target.
Yeah.
Veno is
Veno's 35.
different right now. And again, this is no different
I think
than
so,
what we
because
saw
he's an
yesterday.
exit.
They have been overly successful.
He just said Veno,
in the
I
early
think.
game.
So, yeah.
And now that they're finding the end game kind of formula, right? The solution to their problems, that's why they've been able to close this gap so fast.
Yo, what is Acorn doing all the way up there?
Teams can really take them on head to head with the way they're playing so far.
Just hugging zone.
You have to catch them on a rotation.
Okay, I don't ever want to
Get
play in a
them
fan
on
ever again. This
defense.
is
Bolts and
fucking
Acorn
disgusting.
talk
God.
about their strategy. Vivid broke it down, that long launch pad towards the map.
And my fan has so much build up with dust, it doesn't work.
For easy
Yeah.
rotations just like this.
It just sits
Jump
there
over
all day.
Creon Dragon.
Mine's
The fight to start
pretty
the game
bad, probably.
yesterday. It was Reeton Cooper as well. We're
Dude,
talking about
it's
threats
so
here
disgusting.
falling outside of the bubble. Reeton Cooper are surely close to that same situation. Not sure how Cooper went down in that last game, but we saw Reeton
Dude,
by
it's so
himself
much.
in some of
It's
those
really like-
later zones, struggling to get out alive.
Wait,
So
dude, King
it's gonna
Pieces
be
is
a little bit
Reet.
of a makeup game, a little bit of redemption.
Dude, why do they have? They
Build that
shouldn't be able to do it with their
confidence
name.
back
I don't even know what the fuck they are.
Okay, well, I know Reet then. And I'm pretty sure I know Cooper as well. Because I recognize that duo. Like Reet and Cooper, like I've heard that.
Cooper was lost, like you mentioned, really early last round, right? So there is some more work to be desired here. Blake and Preston, though, already at 2 elims. And look at this. It's just trying to sneak up, find another player here, lurking in the box. Cleaning things up here. Visual's Braids finds himself under some serious pressure here. Now, I was going to mention, normally by now, they're already situated
I'm getting my food.
in a monstrous surge base. Haven't quite gotten to do that just yet. You can see he is cap metal, though. Meanwhile, back on over Rituals and Agers here. What's happening now?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they heard the noise from Blake and Preston. Maybe a reboot, not sure, but they see Preston by himself. I'm looking at the mini-map. I don't see Blake anywhere in sight. Gotta imagine he's either gone or outside of the lobby. So Preston on the clock, inside of the zone. It's only gonna be a 1 tick here, but they are tracing him down. He gets the patch up, which is huge. Back-to-back 50 HP being regenerated. No time to pop the shield, though. So he's buying himself a good amount of time. And the longer they stay in the zone, if Aegis and Ritual don't heal up, they could be 1 shot away, but they sneak the shot through in yet again, and the numbers advantage work in their favor. Aegis and Ritual solidified their 2nd elimination here. My only question, Monster, is how much damage they took overall chasing that one down.
Yeah, definitely wasn't the cleanest fight. SU Dozer against Acorn and Bolts right now on the edge of Storm here. Dozer SU looking to rotate out right now. Little do they know, though. Seems like there might be a duo here watching this little angle. It's actually Ravens and CDZ who have a bit of a choke point here down in the low ground. But Acorn and Bolts hold strong. They want to maintain position here in the bush. CDZ had no idea they were there. So there it is. They get a couple attacks. Off they go.
Good rotation here for Acorn and Bolts, putting them much ahead of the Curve. But one thing I noticed kind of looking at that leaderboard, you got Cold and Rapid in first, Venno and Curve in 2nd place. Which you're thinking both big teams, right? But remember the reason why Venno came from EU to play on NA in the first place. It was to play with Cold. They had a bunch of lackluster performances.
Peterbot freaking dead? Did I miss that?
Split different ways. At one point, you saw
Peterbot die?
Pollo split up. Venno was going to play with Peter, but then he went with Curve. Cold was like, I'm going with Rapid. They already qualified for the Reload Elite Series finals, so they already had that chemistry. I think the community saw that one coming from a mile away. So it's interesting to see 2 teammates who broke up now fighting for 1st and 2nd place on the leaderboard.
That's right. And Minish has that LAN experience as well, right? So bringing something totally new to this team here. And if they continue to do what they're doing and stay on track to make it to LAN, that's going to pay off for sure.
What's up, Dark Boy? How you doing? Yo, did Peterbot actually die?
Here from Bucky and Zen underneath the bases of Noisy and Neo.
I like it to not take too much damage or too much focus. Kind of makes it a little bit easier to rotate without shockwaving a high distance away to take damage. But they're not going to get as much opportunity to get surged. The team above is going to get first strike at that. And by the time they can even open up their walls and try to get their own shots to connect.
Oh. What happened?
Dominion at the current time.
I was trying to rig my feed.
Up above. And honestly, there's no real reason for Cold and Rapid to stray away from their strategy. You know, you don't fix what isn't broken. If their worst placing is going to be a 26 and kind of an outlier game, and after that it's a 10th place, honestly, it'd be crazy to switch things up for no reason.
Yeah, I'm just starting to think, should we be upset if Venno flies in from EU and then wins an FNCS here in NA? Now we got to start asking these types of questions here. I don't know how to feel about it. It's getting pretty contentious up at the top.
It's definitely going to help his case because you know how he feels about the comparison for EU to NA.
Peterbot did not die, okay.
There. Honestly, less than 20 points away at this current time. Closing the gap as the game does go on. See Reet and Cooper on the distance, trying to make up for that last game. You see them kind of waiting, biding their time. And this is where a lot of teams, if you look at the strategy from Clicks and Higgs, and you were asking the question, how did Higgs go down? You can almost imagine a situation like this, coming in, using the wonky wheel. And a lot of these teams, just like, Reet and Cooper, Cold and Rapid, are positioned high up in their Surge Tower bases. So you're not going to be out of render distance as you would think.
Yeah, they got eyes on the boxes, right? Like, we already kind of called this before. The teams that are positioned up in these bases do tend to wait things out and try to look for opportunity for those that are going to rotate, pass.
Can you just hear that?
Again, this is game number 9. 9.
The curve kid.
12. 2 Dave.
What about
Fortnite here, always keeping
He's
us
on
our
controller and he's in
toes.
second place.
As things are starting to heat
No
up, the 50
friggin' way.
zone's
Wait.
gonna pop, and it's coming up
Wait,
this way.
Curve is on controller?
You know, and this is kind of risky, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Hey.
Jacob, we talked about teams
Nothing's impossible.
kind of play
Possible.
deep into the storm right here.
Nothing's
and then the
impossible,
zone
bro.
comes your way, and you just stay here, right? You
We
kinda
can do it.
tank all of this storm.
True.
Now,
That's
what
actually
you're
crazy,
doing
bro.
is You're opening yourself up to potential sickness.
Did not know
but
that.
Also, obviously, it's going to cost you a lot of heals.
Thought Peter was dead because I saw Poyo was like all alone, but
That's kind
no.
of a give and take of a game
Still
like
alive.
this. You know, we talk about a similar scenario.
I'm
when
assuming-
somebody's struck down by storm
I'm assuming
surge.
Clix
Do
is
you
still alive?
outdeal it? Do you try to get eliminations?
How's
So
all this?
hopefully with
Everyone's
their
doing the
position,
tower,
they can
bro.
hold
I've
zone.
never seen that. I swear to
Reed
God.
and Cooper, they're going to go through their splashes, maybe some pizzas to try to maintain their position, not only on high ground, but on the north side of the map where it's going to open up. It's going to be a little bit slower to travel through.
Many
but
blesses.
Sphinx Storm Surge does activate 175 above the damage threshold. You're seeing they're only peeking for small opportunities. They're level with the ground, so they're not going to get
I go
as
fucking
much
nines are.
information from all the teams rotating in.
Start shooting.
For a second, it looked like someone literally
You
fell
mentioned that
out
you
the
fucked you.
sky. I'm like, do we have an in-game event happening right now? What was that? Sphinx and Muzz just kind of hanging out right now. I like the spot that they're in. You know,
think my room's
150 above,
completed.
not too bad,
part.
not exactly safe. However, it can
He's
go
done it.
either way.
He's done it.
See Curve, Veno now.
I don't really know what else I can
already
even fucking do here.
found themselves
Unbelievable.
content, right? They find their elimination, they get
The state of my
big clean
room.
up here, and they haven't
like,
quite left.
whenever
They
I
just took the
before I
surge
started
base and
cleaning it,
turned it
yeah,
into their own
Genuinely,
strategy.
it's fucking.
And their
Mhm.
zones continue to pull this way. You're gonna have to
It's
shop
like
about your
genuinely, you
windows.
don't even realize. I didn't even realize how
Team,
dirty
but
shit
ooh,
was.
someone's waiting for them to make that.
How's it get so
like-
dusty so
Damage
quick?
onto Curve,
Like,
but
it's-
Veno goes untouched.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like the Legos and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the risks.
Yeah.
Versus the reward that I kind of look at in situations where you're shock
I hate
waving
it.
off of height. You have a good
Legos are
bird's
so
eye
hard to
view
get
when
dust
you're able to
off,
kinda
like,
be up
completely.
here,
I know.
but once you shockwave down, you kind of
That's
leave
why
yourself
it's too
open to
complex.
taking the shots, just like you saw there. But
I got a shower
they're
actually.
very, very proactive in the early
All right,
game.
there's
They're able to
Clix. He's
pad
good.
That cushion when it comes to storm surge.
Birdie
they can
Discord
take
shower.
minimal damage,
Oh
much
my
like
God.
Felix and Higgs still rotating in from Wonky Land. A little bit of slower rotation than others. They're taking a lot of
See, Click, what you
focus.
want, what you're gonna want to do there
Fall behind with the rest
is you're gonna want to build. Okay,
Wondering if we're gonna get a little
You're gonna wanna
more
build more.
some Higgs here.
just some little coaching
would know.
lessons.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We would know. We won a game of the Beast Boy Cup.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep, yep.
Look at this.
Yeah, I thought we were sure winning the
Ken
fucking
Waiters
skin.
here tries to
after
go
that
up
game.
and over.
Nah, we
They
fumbled
get
that.
caught in the process. Also
We literally had, like,
themselves
8
below
kills in the
surge,
first
so
game.
there's just
I know.
all types of problems
We were
with
feeling it.
Meanwhile, Veno takes full advantage of that.
They
They
couldn't
get
have gotten off
refresh
to a
early
better
in
start.
lead. They might
All the way back in
Literally
season
at all.
6, chapter 2.
Here with a monstrous
Yeah, no, that was like the
meta if they
perfect
wanted
start.
to. I was gonna say they obviously have enough mats to do so.
I'll say it again.
It's Veno.
It's all because of that risky real POI.
Yep.
Just big damage.
Yep.
Not sure what Slepsy was thinking, but I saw him
Beautiful
500
POI.
below the damage threshold. He's probably trying to drop on anybody with a surprise attack. Tries to get the one pump, but I did see, you know, the teammate just kind of go down right behind Paper, who was looking not even in that direction. Probably after the elimination got cleaned up, the loop kind of made itself known. Paper looks around like, ooh, what is this? Kind of gets rewarded there. Cold and Rapid. See them continuously staying on these mid layers. They don't want to have
What on
targets
earth?
back going for high ground, especially since they're already in first place. They don't have to change up anything here.
Oh.
113 damage above the threshold, just waiting for the next zone to pull, and more than half of the lobby just got a max pull over towards Humble Hills.
We have it. Things are about to start heating up.
Come on,
real
quickly, come on,
quick.
quickly.
Approaching
Come on, quickly. Oh,
final
shit.
moments of game number 9. Endgame is on. Storm Surge is here. And Clix and Higgs are 150 below right now. Still plenty of
Fully
room
charged my old iPod
of
and my
damage
iPhone.
to be had here,
No
so they
way.
have to play aggressive
Dude,
into
the
box. They go
iPod
Higgs
genuinely
into
is a
monster shot,
relic.
Clix into the box. And
Look at
Clix
it.
does what he
Dude,
needs
this
to, but
thing
no, it's Agers and
is.
Clix is
Rizzo
dead.
I think this was the
clean it
first
up,
iPod
and they
that ever
took
got
out
released.
some of that close
Clix is dead.
died?
Yep.
close competition
Oh,
there in
Higgs
Clix.
is
They
back
were
now.
pushing and they got killed. Both of them. Both of them were dead.
They're so shit. I swear to God, like, how can they be so shit?
They got a duo and then they died immediately.
Over here, they have high ground and max this material once again. This just doesn't get
First
better.
ever iPod? Nah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these were all of their bases or not,
has
but
to be.
essentially shockwaving from base to base to
Dude,
base.
this thing is a
the last
complete
couple of
relic.
zones to make sure they maintain
Dude,
their
I mean,
presence up above. You see him.
if you saw this thing, it looked like it's prehistoric.
Just to get their edge inside of the zone. Peterbot and Pollo filmed the same struggle. For a moment, one below the damage threshold. They quickly prop themselves back up, 89 above. Pollo looking toward the backside of zone, trying to get some easy damage. Peterbot on the hunt for some of his own. Almost bites off more than he could chew in that moment. But either way, Pollo was able to clean up at least one elimination and continue to build up on that Storm Surge. Only 3 players need to go down before it deactivates. But as they get eliminations, so do Cold and Rapid. There goes another one
Bro.
for Cold, adding to his total.
It's crazy, man. The amount of eliminations they managed to find in the end game is so impressive. And they're in the lead, mind you, right? So this is really going to give them that room to run away with it. And you start looking at players like Rapid, you start looking at players like Curve. Having an FNCS championship under your belt is one thing, but having it on NA just hits a little different too. So for some, they're looking to unify the belts. For others, they're trying to put the stamp on their name. And for folks like Curve, talk about really showcasing you're one of the greats now of the new era. But first, you got to do it. Rapid and Cold continuing to play the strat. Going for low ground front side here. Now, this time they do have low material count, so they will need a big refresh.
Which honestly doesn't worry me just one bit. Curve finds one though. They're on 8 eliminations already, continuing the
Dude, Curve
pressure
and
on the lobby.
and who's the other? Who's the other guy?
Here on NA, and really have to take note. If
Curve and who?
finds
Who's
himself in
35?
first place when the tournament is over, there will
Venom.
be a new
They have 8 kills.
region champion. EU and NA Central, arguably 2 of the hardest
They're on hype.
regions to win a championship on, but they still got a quarter of the tournament left to play. Tyler, forced by himself, loses chance. Backside of the zone, he's getting pressured by Jack and Penn and a few other teams. Everybody forced to rotate in, finds a Fizz, trying to take advantage of that, but he runs into Peterbot and Pollo on the other side of the wall. Luckily for him, it looks like Peterbot and Pollo have their hands full, so they don't even look back.
Oh.
They tune back into Cold. He's by himself. No extra heals, no build. This is what the entire lobby needs to have a chance.
And they're only in top 20 right now.
Curve still got hype.
Holding on here for Cold to
Dude, I literally dusted my desk yesterday. It's dusty again.
Yeah, that's rigged.
Dude, it's so dusty again. Holy shit. I hate dust, dude.
Yo, holy shit.
And then we jump right into Pollo.
It's getting so
Also has
quick.
a refresh of
It's getting
their
so
own,
quick.
And everyone is clawing back into this competition now.
Yeah, with first place gone, we got Curve by himself. We got Agent.
Curve's just sitting alone up top.
Even Peterbot.
Dude, have you seen like those
Peterbot's
World
going
Cup
up there.
balls they sell?
He's going up. Oh, he got him. Holy shit.
Make it so big. Elim up towards the top. Peterbot and Pollo, they send it over.
Dude, Peterbot just went up there and killed him in like 2 seconds.
Another 4 points
Dude,
for those eliminations, even more with the
Let the kids play.
It's like you almost know he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Still running wild. 5 eliminations of their own. They have
Let the goddamn kids play.
They have materials on top. So they don't even necessarily need an elimination.
You line it up, they will knock it down. Bolts and Acorn here, 4 eliminations.
You know those World Cup balls that they sell at the stores? Like they have like little like the figures. You know anywhere?
I think.
Yeah, well, my mom bought me one, and you can have it because it's one of the players I hate the most.
He's just living off
Oh my god, who is it?
Siphon, but no Acorn.
Pass them now.
Gets caught there
No way, that's crazy.
Yeah, I do not want it.
Alright,
Dude,
I'll
I
take
only
it.
got no. My mom bought 3. Dude, I got a fucking Canada player, dickhead. I don't even know who the fuck it is. I got Casemiro and I got fucking Allison.
No way, bro.
Fucking serious.
Okay, I gotta get
I told my
those.
mom to never buy one again.
Versus, of course, Peterbot Pollo pressure from the top. It's not looking too good here.
Yeah, Bolt's just getting pressure from all angles. Both of the
Peterbot's got height. Oh my god, he's gonna win. It's a 2v1.
Coming in, Peterbot realizing it's going over recycled builds. They can maintain their presence, but a blessing for them.
He's got the mythic combat AR, bro. That thing's a dog.
Are able to utilize that same scenario.
They decided they want to get every mythic as well.
Pollo and Peterbot are still alive.
Yeah, Peterbot knows what to do here. He's just got to keep that.
See, he's using the other shotgun. Oh my god. She got shot in the ass.
A little cheeky angle from the side there, but he's got no match. Peterbot
Oh.
I think it's a balance thing.
Yeah.
Down and finish the job. Peterbot's already got the
Oh, this is done.
conclusion there, and now
Yeah, 'cause
Jacob, it's just looking like a 2v1.
Yeah, basically, Hobby's living
Bro, he's
on
emoting, bro.
time here. He might know it as well.
He's
No extra
emoting, he knows it.
material, Zone pulling on over. Yes, he can farm up a little bit, but double Thunder Burst up above the mythic AR. They're gonna melt
It's
through
over.
those builds, and that's why you see layer by layer, Peterbot and Pollo dropping down. They just don't want to take any big risk here because they know this one
Actually,
is
fucking
definitely in
kills
the
him.
bag.
That'd be
9
hilarious.
eliminations so far, and if they're able to clean this one up, get that elimination onto Hobby, this could be a
Done.
double-digit elimination victory royale.
Yeah, and that's huge for
They
them.
catch fire at the right time. Peterbot and Pollo on top.
You know, they were due for a win. That's what we kept saying. We're looking at their performances.
That's
we're
big.
seeing them make these end games. But the biggest question that was remaining was,
Yeah,
when
there was.
are
I don't think there was a
they
single
gonna get
fuck.
that victory out? And you know what? They couldn't have done it in a better time and at
Like
a
ever.
better game,
Yeah.
right? When you have Cold and Rapid there, Jacob falling early too.
I gotta get
That
something
right
fucking
there
bad.
is gonna conclude game number 9 now. Peter
hell?
Pollo Zeke have finally done it.
Shit's so dusty too.
It's happening! It's happening! Peterbot Pollo! Okay, everything. Nope, Kelly, it's happening. We knew it was gonna happen. We didn't know when, we didn't know why or how, but it's happening right now. 3 games left to go. Game number 9. They finally decide, you know what, Zeke? You know what? We've been quiet. We've been under the radar. We've been consistent, but on the DL. You know what, Zeke? We're going to make a statement. We're going to perfectly overdrive all the way up into height. We're going to shut that down, take that over. And you know what, Zeke? We're going to get ourselves a victory royale. Kelly, they're doing it. It's happening. It's happening.
You know, they say that there's 2 inevitabilities in life, death and in the final
Boom.
games. It is just inevitable. Peterbot and Pollo, we've seen them do it time and time again.
Don't want this.
Narrative has popped up time and time again.
Someone
They're
please just
watching
take.
over
Can't. I keep
Peterbot
looking at him.
done. And then they wrap up day 1. Always still in the top 10, by the way. But day 2.
Where'd you get those?
where
Where'd
they
you put the-
come Show how they
the
do
box
it
for the
time
Oculus,
and
the
time
VR. Where'd you put the
again.
box?
Peterbot
The
doing
box
this
for the
crazy
VR.
height steal to go onto Curve, who was a solo core guy, had no
I don't-
chance when you have Peterbot and Pollo flying up in the sky.
I mean, you know, there's kind of the conversation amongst us saying, yeah, you know, they've been pretty quiet this grand, and they
Oh.
really haven't. I mean, their best placement was a 5th place. We're used to seeing these guys just win games, take high ground convincingly, and just has not happened. But that being said, they kept themselves in contention, right? Even though they weren't having these pop-up games, even though they weren't having those performances that we're used to seeing out of them, they were still in like 6th place going into that game, right? Just close enough to 1st place where it's like, okay, technically it's possible for them to kind of catch back up. You know, they're just always flying around, always buzzing around. And then it happens. They win the game. It's like we literally brought it to fruition by speaking it into existence. These guys are back. They win the game, and I saw how many points they have. I can't wait to see the leaderboard after we come back.
Oh, Vivid.
What's the leaderboard look like, bro?
You stole what
Show me
I
right
was
now.
Going to say 485 points. We knew going into that Cold and Rapid had 446. But where did they end? Have they overtaken that #1 spot? Let's find out after this short break. Don't you go anywhere. We'll see you right after this.
Bro.
Watch me arrive. Watch me
Ooh.
I got here. I'm popping a med bit. Wait, short. Got 6 builds? No. Wait, if you're mid, wait. 100? 100? Oh my god!
What's up, Pogo? How you doing?
And
How's
I
it
don't
going?
know how to feel about it.
You're not used to losing. Getting beaten?
Not like this. These players are just so locked in.
Could it be the milk? Stay there.
Welcome back, Party Fam. After game number 9, Peterbot Polio decide, you know what, Zeke? It's time to
All right,
get
what's the
out of
leaderboard
here.
look like?
We're going to get ourselves a little victory out with 10 points. They end that game with
Let me see.
485 points. Kelly, of course it happens like this. I know I let you write the script for this major.
Let me see that leaderboard.
And man, oh man, of course, with 3 games left to go, we get a VR out of Peterbot and Polio.
3 games left.
Now of all times, Kelly, now!
This is when they always do it. They always like to build a little bit of a story because we always go into every major thinking that Peterbot and Polio are okay with it. That's just boring.
Oh,
right?
they're in first.
So instead, they make everyone sweat a little bit. They have a little.
Are
bit of
you
a
kidding me,
struggle
bro?
on Day 1,
They're in
and then
first now.
Day 2, in the second half of Day 2, where they really.
Are you
start to
kidding me?
show everyone why they are the demons of North American Central. Peterbot and Polio.
Rapid, they
now
got 40,
just a
468.
6-point lead over Curve and Venno. But more importantly,
Clicks keeps dropping, bro.
I'm looking at Cold and Rapid dropping down, but again, that drop is not that far.
Damn, they went all the way up to
All these teams
4th
are
or
close
first,
enough.
bro.
I mean,
Holy
30
crap.
points
Up
separates
4
first
places.
and 5th place.
Wow.
I mean, Peterbot and Polio, it may have taken 9 games for them to finally go ahead and take
That's
that
unbelievable.
They're in the #1 spot on the leaderboard. But from an individualistic standpoint, Peterbot is still playing like we're used to him saying. Like, I'm looking at the damage out over the course of these 9 games. He's currently at 8,300. In second place right now is actually Azures with 7,300. So Peterbot's 1,000 damaged out ahead, and that's exactly what we are kind of used to seeing. Sure, he's getting beat out right now by the likes of, you know, Azures, Curve, Venno in the elims category, but he's still up there with those guys, top 4 in individual elims. These guys are doing good. All of a sudden, finally they get that win, and now they're at the top.
I just can't believe it. The story is what it's gonna be, and of course, right now is when Peterbot and Polio decide to pull out a win and take over the #1 spot. But let's start to look at this top 3, right? Curve and Venno. We see them in this last game get a 12th with 8 elims, right? And it's funny because Levin joins our call and he's like, "Oh man, that's crazy. That Venno guy. Where's that Venno guy from?" He's from NA, right? We're just like, okay, buddy. Okay, Levy Poo. Man, these guys are going crazy. 57 eliminations, Kelly. You called out a number not that long ago over on EU what their record was.
Dude, they're first,
right
man. It's
We're right
freaking
there
wild.
with 3 games left to go.
That is right, and we can imagine that if a little misstep
What a
happened
shift.
over here with Venno, if that misstep did not happen, that they would probably even have more eliminations, if not win that game.
Bro, they just went up 4 places with that win, man.
Right here, however, Curve was able to hold the high ground for just a little bit, but once some of the other teams noticed that Curve was a solo on high ground, obviously it was going to be stolen. But regardless, still having that many eliminations is going to keep them up in our leaderboard. We're going to ignore that, okay?
Levy Poo is wild, by the way, Zeke. But I mean, yeah, the standings are just going absolutely crazy. It would be a lot different right there if Venno did not get bumped off of the high ground. He's going to be kicking himself for that one. But
Dude,
close on the
Zeke,
heels,
this
man.
guy on the
Talk
left has
about
been
this
here
first
for
and fifth place.
forever,
He's
bro. He's been
separated
here
out by 30
since chapter
points.
1.
Golden Rapid, for the
He's a
first
loyal
time,
guy.
I kind of see them slip out of that top 2 spot. It's been a while.
Like, he
since
would
we
do
have
the
not seen
voiceovers
them
for, like, the new
towards top.
seasons.
rough little go for them in that game right there. But still, here's the crazy thing. All 5 of these teams going into the last 3 games, any one of them could win it.
Yeah, I mean, even look at Adrian.
Dude, 3 games, man. It's that close.
Right behind Cold Rapid, a single point. Even Acorn and Bolts, 455. And Acorn and Bolts get a 3rd place, 5 E-Lins in that game, right? Like, this is absolutely going to come down to the wire. Right now, there is no clear in a way like, hey, you know, this team is ahead by 100 points and they're just flying. It's like every team right now on NA in this top 10 is shining, right? For different reasons and at different times. So I'm almost wondering, like, now that all of these trios or duos, excuse me, the top 5 are firing on all cylinders, where do we go from here, Kelly? Where do we go with 3 games left?
I mean, for Acorn and Bolts, I think that started day 2, it was a little bit rough. We saw them only place out of 11th yesterday, and then today starting it off getting a 12th and then a 32nd place. And we actually saw them for the first time getting storm damage, which they didn't take out all for day 1. So obviously having these tiny changes that we've already seen them make and now seeing them back in the leaderboard vivid, that's what I want to see out of Acorn and Bolts.
Yeah, would love to see them kind of make some sort of resurgence, but no time to talk. I'm excited. I want to get back into the games.
Oh man, Jacob PR, NDF, we got a competition on our hands, boys. Take it away, bring the hype.
We definitely do. And I mean, we have
Game
the
9
jobs in the world. We get to sit here and watch this go down in real time. Y'all see it in about 3-minute delay, Jacob, but my gosh, it is so good right now.
No, it's definitely been exciting for sure. Our last 3 FNCS majors before this were decided by 4 or less eliminations. Yeah, the point is a little bit more spread than that, but the way this one is edging out to be, we got another photo finish on our hands. I'm strapped up, ready to go. I'm literally at the edge of my seat right now.
Yeah, that's right. You know, my attention is really starting to shift towards that top 6. We are looking at a 50-point difference between 6th and 1st place. Hobby and Aminish, one of the most underrated teams now, are somehow finding themselves in the conversation for a championship run, and no one is playing perfect so far. But I hear the battle bus, so let's see it one more time.
Oh, Peterbot's on 1st.
3 games left, Monster. Just 3 games remaining in this tournament. And already for the last 3 games that we've seen that leaderboard shuffle up so much, from Cold and Rapid being in 1st, Curve and Veno having a chance to now Peterbot and Poyo being on top. And even that race at the bottom for the bubble, the top 13, 2 points separates going to Dusseldorf and having to go and try one more time.
Yeah, it's so crazy, man. Teams like Clicks and Higgs now are suddenly finding themselves in a whole different type of scenario, right? Where they have to fight for being in the top 13 at this point. Trying to get the championship win is starting to be pushed out of the question. Curve and Veno, though, switching up their strategy a bit, opting to go a little bit more aggressively to the north side, trying to see maybe if there was something here to be concerned. But look at this, finds a little llama. You happy about that one?
Was Curve contested, or did he get those out of the sky? That's just my biggest question.
I don't know.
Yeah, either way, it's just a testament of, like, whether it's the beginning, middle, or end of these games. I don't know what they ate for breakfast, but I need to order me 2 of those because they are just fire on all cylinders. QK, Contrap, they had such a great moment to end the day yesterday. Most of us didn't even know where he came from. That first place 8 eliminations that bursted them inside of the bubble.
Dude, Peterbot's in 1st.
Hasn't necessarily been going their way, but they
with that Peterbot and Poyo are 1st with that win.
They just need to close out strong.
You know, what I'm thinking about is Veno and Curve. Veno's probably telling Curve, like, bro, be on the...
I forget about how many points, but still.
You know, because their drop is technically big enough. And if you know Veno, he's got that main character energy, right? So does Peterbot. Like, Peterbot, the way he treats Clicks in a finals or any other rivalry that's neck to neck, he will definitely land on someone like Veno as well, just because the storyline will be so exciting to watch. And they're all that close right now.
Yeah, 20. Neko just trying to go ahead and get out of a bad spot. Both of them kind of separated. Like, Flex got a good opportunity here. Took too long to go ahead and execute on that chance, so they're going to be forced to disengage as Neko reunites along with 20, trying to push them back further and further. And that's the thing about these split drops, to where if you don't go ahead and get those eliminations on the contested drop, it makes finding that loot that much harder. Mako Blanks going ahead and pressing on to Muss outside of the Riptides. They have a good 2v1 opportunity here, but they're continuously trading shots. Muss not going down without a fight. Another chance there as he lands another big tag, 26 HP. Even the knock on the Blanks, he has a chance to
Mako's about to die, I think.
Comes Liquid as Duo finally arrives.
Thought they're getting third party.
That the party does not stop here. Threats and Veer, who are once inside of the bubble, fell out, are ready to make up for those mistakes early on. They have the Fizz, they have the Shockwave. They're trying to close the gap and figure out exactly where he went. Heard the noise onto Mako, so they're just going to drop down and try to clean up this even.
Yeah, doing a great job chasing him down right now. Veer's got full sights here. Threats got control of the coast.
Well, Mako is getting
should be another tag.
pummeled.
Fortunately, they don't quite find it, but this is still great damage, and they want these points right there. Again, found themselves in the top 10 and then fell within around that 15
And there he goes.
range after slipping out. So Veer and Threat still have some big games to be out here.
Just getting more and more crowded over here towards the Riptides, though. Got Nick and Skinny Cat moving on over. Threats and Veer kind of gave up positioning, chasing for that Elim. Then you have Muss and Liquid on the other side of Riptide. So even though they were able to get the couple of eliminations there, I don't think they advanced their position all too much. Higgs and Clicks, they get the legendary drop this time out of Wonky Land. Better chance at those rare chests, more gold. And already at their POI, they almost get maxed mats at that mini game. They have the wonky wheel, so they have everything they need in terms of finding success. And early on, obviously, it is only the first zone. It seems like it is moving on over the western side of the map.
Last time we saw them pull a zone like this, though, Jacob, they did win the game, right? If it came this way. Clicks and Higgs calling on some connects here to try to make something big happen at this point.
Cold and rapid. If you gotten that feeling of deja vu at all, I can agree. They're not changing up their strategy. They don't even go underneath Dark Dominion unless they have to. Cold just kind of builds up towards the top. Not only does he have to aim with those shotguns, he's going to be the primary source of finding their surge. Rapid, the big brain, the IGL of this team so far has been rotating them very well in the good portion of the games, but the last two, I think those will be
what he doing?
Most 10 place, 4
what he doing?
17th place with 1 elimination.
Some finishing touches here.
Top spot on the
Oh.
leaderboard.
My room. I have to
Major
even like.
rituals on the other side here. Bit of a quiet rotate for them right now, but
My room is fucking max.
Curious with the strategy here.
Where'd you get those Lego things?
I literally just fucking cleaned it.
They've almost
Wait, what?
continued
Where'd you get
to
the Lego
position
things?
themselves around some of that
What Lego things?
competition.
The World Cup
standings.
things.
Bitcoin and Bolt's on the other side. Bolt's is very situated right now.
Didn't you say they were Lego?
Oh, they're not. Oh, they're not Lego. They're just they're like little action ball.
Yeah,
Like
I
they're
think
like little
he looks
balls,
down
and they have like
towards
little action
Wonky
figures
Land, but you can
inside.
kind of see that big base.
Where'd you get
over
him?
the Ferris wheel. It's fully blocked off for that direction, so no
I don't
easy
even know.
peeks
My
from
mom
there.
would come.
Has to
Yeah.
look elsewhere.
Because now I want to
They're
get some.
online.
They're
They're called Zero Ballers. Zero.
Zero.
They're at Target. I know. Actually, they're at
Oh,
Target.
okay.
Zero Ballers. World Cup. Probably that'll come up. Like little balls. I've gotten the shittiest ones from my point of view. I could have like, genuinely, I opened up the first one. Allison couldn't have been worse.
Jesus.
Oh.
Awful.
Then I open up the next one. Fucking Canadian fucking twat. Don't even know who the fuck he is. I open up the last one. Not even talk about that one.
Healing a bunch, so we can't even tell if they're actually out
Actually
positive
crazy.
Not be asked.
after this exchange rate.
Like literally,
That's so rigged.
They don't want to get the
like
elimination
literally,
code for free.
I've hated him since I've known him.
Good damage
Yeah.
on the power,
So I don't. It's also just I just don't like the way he looks either.
Uh-huh.
Now they get the knock.
Like I just don't like the way he looks. He just rubs me the wrong way. Like if I saw him in public and I didn't know him, like the motherfuckers on the game show thing that we were watching last night.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't like the way they
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
You'd be on there and I'd be like instantly look at him. I cannot believe the two people right off the rip that we said Almost went to the final.
So far away from Cooper
I know, that's crazy. That was insane.
I mean, the guy that you literally went off the rip won the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right back to the bodies, thinking that they came together.
Yeah, we saw him lined up, and I was like, all right, we're against that Michigan guy.
More good damage here. Now this is starting
And he
to
wins.
distract what seems to be other duos here in the area that are just going to stick into their usual rotation. Now, so we have to be careful, but there it is. Finally, they clean things up here at the Latte Landing. It'd be a great two-piece elimination for them, giving them that little bit of cushion.
Reed and Cooper got
here. They're not quite
got
safe
2.
again inside the top 13 just yet.
They haven't shown
They
clicks in
are
this game. I
there
mean, I think
now.
he might be finished, bro.
8 points.
But he's not winning.
Meanwhile, Visual and Braids. What is this? This is a completely different strat.
Even got me shaking my head, scratching it, trying to wonder what went wrong. Typically, we see a team like this spread out on these mountain ranges that you see there in the mini-map, and that's how they get a lot of their serves. This time around, maybe trying to wait for somebody to lurk in late, find something. Hopefully, they make a mistake. Timing, if it doesn't work out, though, might put them behind the rest of the curve as QK and Khan find themselves elimination over here towards Painted Palms. Instead of going on a wild goose chase, though, they're going to let that solo player run away. Maybe they could turn back and get the elimination later. We know we're going to go for a reboot eventually. But for QK and Khan, man, this is going to be a good start to the game. Get that damage early. And once you got that Storm Surge damage early, it kind of opens up flexibility to be able to focus on the rotation instead of just getting damage.
Peterbot's in a
my
huge
room's gotta
tower.
be fucking clean. It's done.
Yeah,
It's done.
there's eliminations too.
Surely.
I'm gonna be keeping close eyes on
Surely.
Braids and Breeds, too,
Surely
because
he's done it.
That is such a massive risk for them to take.
Dude, look at these
Waiting
players
inside
all the way out in
first
zone.
one, and then you look at the map. Look at how much distance there is between other players. It again from here looking at
He
it,
just said it. It's
might
crazy.
not
There's
pay
so
off.
many players all the way out there.
Just have to see. Peterbot Boya though back to the same trusty strategy, keeping this huge surge tower. This just seems to work out a lot better for them, and then pushing teams that they tend to weaken on the way. There's an Adrian, one of the few down here at the Dark Dominion. So we saw them rotate past this. They didn't go around to actually contest Cold Erratic, of course.
Oh.
And shots coming in from Peterbot's duo up top.
Yeah, they spotted that one out quick. Saw the surge base, saw the window open. Unlike some of the other surge bases where there is no top on their base, you can kind of, you know, crouch, uncrouch, peek over, not really give yourself away. But Peterbot built it in a way to where it's impossible to get shockwaved on for free. So usually we always talk about Peterbot and Boyo hunting teams down. I'm getting in the back of my head. Maybe they're prepared if worse comes to worse. That happens to them. They are the team to beat after 8 games so far. I should say 9 games. We're here in game 10. Let's see if that lead goes away. Muzz and Sphinx over towards Humble Hills. Zone move on over towards Squibbly Shores. We talked about last time Clicks and Higgs had his own move over in this favor. I think everybody here on this side of the map is just giving it a little bit of opportunity, which includes Muzz and
Everything's
Sphinx,
dusty.
position 8th on the leaderboard.
Everything!
Done really good today too. Second place in that first game.
Dude, it's so like there's crumbs on it. I haven't even eaten here yet.
Appearances so far
Oh.
from Muzz and Sphinx.
There's crumbs. I have not eaten anything here.
Bro, I can't even imagine my dresser. Actually, I can because I can look at it right now. It's so bad.
Zone's gonna be coming in shortly.
Dude, it feels so nice for it to be clean, but I know in about the next 2 weeks it's gonna be fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
But I hate cleaning because I know it's just gonna get dirty again.
Yep.
You know, watching this sometimes, you just got to have a lot of patience because there's a lot of moments to where you typically would think, I don't want to take the zone, I don't want to take the damage, I want to beat other teams there, but sometimes
finish
it's
this
more
game,
beneficial, especially if you have the white HP heal.
Yeah.
I'll
Go
do it.
ahead and
Already
fight
watch
for your
party
time,
and
let
shower.
the Storm do its thing, force other players
Yeah, I
out their
have to leave
hands,
them
depending on what situation they're in.
Exactly 50.
So you have a little bit more control of your games. Venno. A different approach already. You know,
That
in
should
the
be
last
enough
couple
time.
games, we see them very, very early on try to be the team on the high ground and really condition the rest of the lobby. This time around, just like
Oh
we saw
my
with Visuals and
god,
Braids, taking a whole
Brody's room is
different
not
approach,
fucking clean.
Yo, Clicks
slowing
has got
things
a
down,
huge
and just
tower up
minimizing
there.
the risk of them actually getting eliminated.
I'm not cleaning these
You
Legos
already
right now.
have 2 eliminations too, so they're feeling pretty good about the
Holy
overall
crap, the
damage,
tower is
but
huge.
As we start talking about the way this zone
Dude,
played
what the
out, it's
fuck
gonna
is
be
that?
interesting
You seeing that? What the heck?
monstrous
Yeah.
base
Like,
setup
you do
that
not
they're
need it
on
to be
land.
that
This
long,
zone
right?
has
Oh my
covered
god.
them for quite some time here, and
They're still in zone too.
plenty of
How does someone
execution
come up with
as
this
well, so
technique
it's
for
gonna
a
choose what
base?
they
I know.
want to take on the road with them.
Yo, what the?
They're fucking in storm too.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to
Yeah, they're way out in zone.
Zone is pulling towards towards the south. They have their wonky wheel. They have their combination of both
It's
the
crazy.
and the shockwave to really dodge a lot of the teams at the earlier portions of that zone. Kind of move out of render distance, make it easier.
I remember
for
when
them to
fishing
move
was
in.
the
When you see the zone
big
is kind of
thing, and then
going
everyone
off
would
the
just sit and
shore
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Squiggly over
Just-
into
Oh, that was
of the
crazy.
mainland. And this is where you do have a few different
Someone won a
outbreaks
game, I
that
think.
will be in play. So rotations being quick, that is of the essence here. And that's where you see now for all those other players that have waited until this zone to try to move their way in. You're seeing Cold and Rapid. They're pulling that edge of the zone. Instead of going straight in, they know this side of the map is more than likely uninhabited by a lot of the players. So they're just going ahead, taking a slow approach yet again. They don't seem to be in a worry, and they don't seem to be desperate to make any big plays.
Yep, and they got little bushes to play with as well here. So with the zone coming back their way, look at that. They have a nice little ambush set up there. Lots of teams rotating in. Peterbot still finds himself safe in the positioning here. So long as they found their damage, they'll be just fine. Majors and Ritual haven't really moved either since rotating their last position here. They're only 83 above, so this is a much more precarious situation to be in.
Yeah, it might look good. It might look good now with the damage being above the threshold, but you know as well as I do, the way that some of these games have been going, you'll be above in one zone and then instantly fall below in the next. Just we need to get down
Dusty
to a
ass Legos under my
minimum of players for each and every one of
Oh my
these zones.
God.
box thing I have. Like I have like this box thing. It has like
Down to
4 different
40 players
little
overall.
boxes.
So
with
Yeah.
they're really playing
Dude, they are so
with that
fucking
line when it comes to Surge.
I'm looking at the
Rapid,
back of the
similar
future Lego.
situation, only 140
It's so bad.
above,
The window
and it's
on
not
that car
easy
is
for them
so
to rotate
fucking
from point A to point B. About 30 damage.
I'll wipe my
is gonna
finger
get taken
across
off
that
that
shit.
Surge.
Oh my God.
To note though, they were
Thick ass
max
layer of dust on
material
my
coming
finger.
out of that storm there, so they are in a prime
Dude, how am I
position
supposed to
here.
clean the bonsai tree?
Don't
Genuinely.
let
I'm
that
not dusting
material
that shit
count
off.
fool you.
Okay,
They are
that's
getting way
impossible.
into the end game here.
You
A
can't-
little bit
dude,
of storm
and every time I
pull
dusted
up
the
you,
Legos,
and you'll be in
it
a
would get like
great
this.
spot
It
to
would
win.
like
Overall though, Peterbot and Boyo
part
Yeah.
of it would rip off and it gets stuck on it and rip the fucking Lego apart.
Yeah.
Entire time. They're finding a tremendous amount of damage from this advantageous spot, and now they get to shockwave out and play into the Dark Dominion. So this is actually Cold and Rapid's draw spot. And again, normally when you get the drop, obviously we've seen those teams turn these opportunities, if you will, into huge wins, if not better. But again, that is to be determined, as now we're starting to approach that end game. Venom and Curve, no pressure so far. They've just been sitting on the vending machine trying to see if anyone was willing to come this way. Clearly, some people got a little too close to the fire and got burned here. It's Magma and G Monster. This is another Veno and Curve elimination onto the same team. They just can't catch
Click still in zone, I
Yeah,
wonder?
and I know the game's still going on, but with those eliminations there,
Acorn and Bolts are still in
take
zone.
first place in the tournament.
Oh, they're heading in
Points
now.
haven't
So
set
close.
in. It's going to continue to jumble, but it goes to show how close the leaderboard actually is through and through.
Peterbot and Boyle just sitting up there.
Am I
Oh
watching
my
a replay?
God,
I'm
what
watching
is that
another
aim?
clip where
Holy
just
fucking
finding
shit.
Opportunity after opportunity, and it's on to Veer. That is going to be a heartbreak right there if Threats cannot clutch
That's
out some
crazy.
good points in this game. He is only 4 points away from that bubble.
Yeah, they were doing so well after finding those 2 elims, and now lose your teammate kind of here is going to be that much more tougher. Well,
I
he
need
had
a
to
little
make
snack.
at
I
least 20
watched
or
this
30
before.
points. As we were jumping away, I think I saw Vedno find another elimination.
Can't see
Sushi
Clicks, but he's probably still in there.
working well. Yep. Here it is. We get to jump.
Oh,
in.
wait, no,
They're at
Higgs just-
5 elims now.
He
Jacob.
knocked somebody.
Things are just starting to get really pieced together for them. Take a look here. They find the lobby focus onto Jack. They get the elim credit. It just can't work any better for them now.
Oh, Clicks is...
So
Alright, he's
all
over
that
there.
matters here
That's
for them
him.
is just going to be key positioning, playing for the end game. No one's in that base up top either. Somewhat of a vacant Storm Surge base from before. The zone is bounced back. Acorn and Bolts are still in this game as well right now. Barely holding on though, as they found themselves only 20 above.
Another kill for
Clicks and
Peterbot, bro.
Higgs there in the distance too. Meanwhile, Peterbot continuing to find eliminations.
Yeah, to start
I
the
would've
game,
hit more
Curve
shots there, I know it.
on elims, put him in first. Peterbot gets an elim. They take first back. Benno and Curve get a couple
Dude,
more
first place is
elims
just
that
going back and
pushes them
forth.
in first, and now they take it right back.
Holy
We're
crap.
literally ping-ponging as this game goes on between first and second place, but you still got Cold Rapid, Agers and Ritual, Acorn and Bolts.
Here goes
all
Clicks.
in the mix. You can't forget about Clicks and Higgs. All it
They're
takes
kinda chilling.
is one moment to catch fire in these
First place is
next 3
literally
games
just going back and forth.
kind of shut everything up. They do have that gold Chaos. They got the purple AR. They got Slap Pizza. They got Fizz. They got Shockwave. They got all the resources necessary to have a good game here. But the zone might play a huge role depending on where it goes. I see it moving towards the south. We're going back in and through Dark Dominion. So even though we got those buildings we need to worry about, it's not as drastic as a North Pole and all those mountain ranges.
Jacob, I also saw Visual and Bree still alive as well. So it seems like their risky play did.
Let's try and get height.
Bottom right there, still fully healthy. Clix and Higgs opting to go for high ground here. Once again, this time as early as the 8th zone, while teams are playing pretty close to second height. So this is extremely risky.
Clix got a kill.
Game as well. But Clix with the big Elim onset enough there. He doesn't get too risky either, right? He allows
oh god, they're contested. Oh shit.
there. Comes to back up his teammate Higgs here up top.
Can't see anything in this freaking Flowberry shit, bro.
Yeah, and this is another reason why I think it's just a little too early sometimes in the game.
Pollo's down.
Not only because of material, but it's because of everybody sending it up above. You said it yourself, Pollo down. Now there's a lot of pressure here on the Peterbot to maintain their position on the leaderboard. Quickly peeks up, steals some of that loot away. Curve and Venno are on the other side, literally first in place, staring at each other through the wall. And I think Peterbot knows that danger's around the
Peterbot's going to his height. Got a kill.
Nobody does that as a solo, and he's even backing
oh, Pollo's dead.
They have the confidence to go up, the challenge Clix and Higgs, but now it's falling short with Peterbot storming him down.
Just doesn't get better, you know, he's just sticking to the game plan. He's like, you know what? We want to come into these games and play for high ground. It's what's going to
How was he on high on by himself?
I know.
I'm just going to go ahead and do
oh, wait. Clix is going up. They got him. They got him.
Strategy 2. Peterbot tries to build off,
You're lying.
course, but it's not going to be enough. Clix has just got his number this time.
They got him.
Dude, oh my god, no, they went all the way down.
Yeah, they went up to get Peterbot, but
they're on fucking height.
Oh, wait, they're going down. Oh shit.
There's a bad mistake.
To increase that lead for first place, even with Cold and Rapid still alive.
Like they shouldn't be going down. Why are they going down?
I know.
Oh,
they're kind of still on top. Oh no, they're not. No, they're not.
Dude, how do they fucking lose it so fast? Like
I know. Did they just miss the builds up there when they went up?
They're just getting shit. Are they retarded? No, genuinely. I
You're going up again.
Don't forget, Javi and Aminish were in 6th place coming in.
They're on top again.
Might kill them.
Have a chance to fight for first
yeah, we probably
They're
can.
trying to just show us that they have life in them as they go up, but Clix and Higgs is willing to battle it back on over into their head. They're really
oh my god, dude.
Alright, they can't lose it again.
Right now, and it's cost them so much material.
They're going down again.
Clix and Higgs have almost given
Nah, not really. They're trying to push.
If they can't catch this refresh.
Yeah, you see Curve and Venom
now they're going down.
waiting in the shadows so for a moment just like this. Everything up above is expended.
Curve and Venom are just chilling.
Look at the material count, the lack of resources.
They're off height again, bro.
They need to take the high ground, so Clix and Higgs have to give it up. Javi in a menace. You said it yourself. From top 6 to start this game, this is their chance to increase their positioning, but Venom's backs up against the wall. 6 builds, tries to find his way to the front.
Oh my god, Clix is gonna die.
While using the bare minimum.
Oh my god.
Curve ends up in a scuffle against Clix. No builds left. He's gonna have to reposition. And now Clix
he's dead.
By himself, 2 HP. A quick peek from Venno. He returns back to the scene of the crime to take down his former teammate.
Unfortunately, he did lose Curve in the
Venno killed him, bro.
Alright, dude, they just suck, I think.
I know. His former teammate, they said.
So
shit.
Now he's down to 4 builds, but hey, look, inside the top 10 now, still earning points, but you have Cold and Rapid making up for
dude, okay.
loss,
Venno and Curve are insane.
Down goes Taki too, and now he's at 9
they're working, dude.
here, Jacob.
They're in a building, man. I'd hate to be in there.
Its finest. Is
I would absolutely hate to be in there.
Not only for Curve, but the entire EU region saying, hey, look, it could be that easy. Cold and Rapid, though, still a big pain in their side, but Rapid goes down. Muzz and Sphinx drop down from above. This is literally chaos at its finest.
This is crazy. The points here being
Curve's dead. I didn't realize.
While Venno's just soaking up placement points because the lobby's
shit.
work for him, and he goes into monstrous shot.
Dude, Venno just snuck up on him.
Ritual. Oh my gosh. Venno just continues to do it.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Time again. And don't count him out just yet. That's another huge shot. Can he get some time to pop it? There it is.
Yeah, get in zone.
To break out through the top. Look at the game sense, the awareness to break out of the dangerous layer.
Holy crap.
Venno is firing
Holy crap.
all cylinders right now, and he is still going.
I can't believe what we're witnessing. Venno is taking over in this endgame.
Dude, no shot.
To be careful.
He's going to the height.
Solo left.
Oh.
For a minute on the
Oh.
other side. A huge shot's gonna
Oh my god.
Holy shit! He's gotta clutch it. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh no!
He's trying to get it back in blood. He might actually get this
No, no. No!
Void's all weak, and he gave us the performance we were looking for there, Jacob. Gosh.
Oh my gosh, Monster! I needed a
What the
moment to
fuck?
breathe.
Holy
My
crap.
heart is pounding. I'm not even playing in this game.
Holy crap, that was
Venom
crazy.
Came to NA. He is taking over. He picks up Curve, and this team
Wow.
is a bulldozer in these NA lobbies. They're single-handedly taking down top team after top team by themselves. But Zypta, Void, they deserve all the praise in the world, Zeke.
I am at a loss for words. I wanted to, obviously we want to talk about Benno, but we need to highlight Zypta and Void. Oh my gosh, the chaos.
What a freaking game.
That was that game. And literally Benno is just mowing down players left and right. And at the very end, it is a 2v1. Zypta Void, they take advantage of that, right? They say, hey, look, if it's just you, even gods can bleed sometimes. We'll walk away with the victory royale, 219 points. These guys are looking to secure themselves a spot going to the summit with only 2 games left to go. This puts them in a really good spot, Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, considering
Wow, bro, that was a
crazy the low
crazy
ground
freaking
was,
ending.
to have a full duo in that moment, being able to take on Benno. I mean,
They were
elimination's
moving.
definitely going to help them up the leaderboard. But my goodness, that looked like that could have been a 1v2 in Benno's favor. But again, shout outs to that duo for getting the 9th or the 10th VR of our.
Whew, that one was close. What a nail biter for the duo. Yeah, they were kind of just hanging out, right? We saw how many solos that were in that lobby, and amongst all of the chaos, amongst Benno just mowing down all the lobby, that duo there at the end, they just get to kind of look up and like, wait, where'd everybody else go? Right? We only got one player to take out for the win. All of a sudden, they go ahead and they clutch it up. They take the win as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that win right there shakes up the leaderboard.
Oh man, we're gonna go to a break. When we return, we are absolutely taking a look at Curve and Benno. That solo clutch was incredible. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Don't you go anywhere.
Holy shit.
Alright. I got a shower.
Okay.
Alright. Might do a shower stream.
Oh my
Probably not
god.
gonna do that.
90,000 viewers.
At least so.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. What the?
What's the leaderboard?
They'll show it in 2 minutes, I guess. Yeah, I want to see it now.
Keeps going down.
Probably.
Alright.
Yep.
I'll just stay there, actually, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yo, what's up, Shadow? How you doing? That was a crazy ending in that game, man. Holy shit. That was wild. That was wild.
Wait, if you're mid, wait. 100! 100! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And I don't know how to feel about it.
Dude, enough with this
Not used to
commercial, bro.
losing. Getting beaten?
like this.
I'm muting it.
The greatest solo clutches.
All right, standings. Dude, they're back in first.
Look at this leaderboard.
Curvin and Veno.
Pollo just got a VR last game, right? We thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Peterbot Pollo.
Dude, Curvin and Veno are back in first. Peterbot and Pollo are down to fourth.
For a second place with 11 eliminations. Kelly Link, we are at 68 eliminations.
Holy, bro.
I mean, and that is a solo clutch off of Curve and Veno having 8 eliminations.
That is crazy. It's just going back and forth, man.
It was just Veno in that game. But regardless, even with 8 eliminations, having Curve go down, Veno was not done yet. He is never done, Vivid. And to see him play that, for a second, I thought this was Game 11, Peterbot solo once again, because we've seen that in North America. But
Curve and Veno are literally
this is not just the NA show.
back in first, and it's just flip-flopping, bro. It's crazy.
Eliminations, Vivid.
Just back and forth between like
it's like
4 teams.
Right now, if this guy has a shotgun out and there is somebody anywhere near him on his screen able
Look at this play right here, man. Holy shit.
Every single time, and how chaotic some of these end games are. I mean, he is just switching.
That was insanity,
when
man.
He needs to. He's using overdrive grenades to fly up, and even mid-air, opponents are moving. He's still hitting the shots, and everybody that was
right there was insane.
That it was possible for him to win
Oh, if he killed him right there, bro.
Yeah, it looked like he was unstoppable. Everybody's like heart froze for a second watching that right there, and I gotta tell you, the rest of the lobby right now is in absolute trouble. We kind of saw it after game number 7. We were like, wow, wait, whoa, these guys look absolutely different. Take a look at the individual eliminations
limbs
over the course of the 10 games.
37
for grand finals.
They're both at the top. Holy crap!
In the pack with 37. What is possibly a little bit even more impressive is that his duo is right behind him with 31.
They're both
This
with
like
the top
solo
2 in limbs.
Yeah, the solo clutches came out, but they are both just performing on an incredible level right now, Kelly.
I for sure thought that production was wrong, that this was incorrect.
That's unbelievable.
Curve's name. That is insane. These numbers represent everything, and I feel like I'm gonna have to add a 4th star to this airplane real soon.
Bro, what?
Because this is what I want out of North American Central. And you know what? Maybe NA Central was getting a little bland, and you just gotta add a little bit of spice from EU, and that's what makes everything just taste so much better.
Whew. I am just shocked by what we just witnessed. We have 2 games left to go. Let's bring up those standings again. Wow. As we look at these
2 more games.
Well, I mean, guys, even look from first to
the friggin' standings are
only
insane.
75 points separating Curve and Veno from Javi and Aminish. I mean, I am just in awe. Again, this
It's
is
so
why it's
tight.
called
That
out,
top
right?
5 is so
Single game
tight.
Fortnite
It's actually
can
wild.
Change everything, man. You just string together.
Clicks is out of the running, bro.
eliminations.
There's
The
no
way
shot.
Veno just did even a second place. You don't even need the Victory Royale. You can find yourself climbing the standings. Oh my gosh. Agers in Ritual as well. Look at this. Jumping up 2 whole placements right now, Kelly. Off of a 6th place with 7 elims. Now, Kelly, right now, more than ever, these eliminations are so critical. There's so many points locked behind these eliminations. That's what these players need to be targeting.
I mean, Agers and Ritual, like you said, they got 8th place with, or I'm sorry, they got 6th place with 7 eliminations. Cold and Rapid that game only went down in 8th. They only got 3 eliminations. And that is why Agers and Ritual are jumping up. Literally, you could be doing really well, making it to the end game, grabbing eliminations, But if you are not just pushing yourselves above just a little bit more than everyone else, that is literally going to be the difference of tens of thousands of dollars and being able to say that you are the best in North America Central.
As I've been wrapped up in the entertainment that we have been presented with this absolute domination, I blinked and I was like, wait a minute. We've played 10 games. There's only 2 games left. We are approaching that point now where it is possible that some of these other teams that are in the top 5 could potentially be thinking about, okay, listen, they're playing way too good right now. How do we stop them? I know we kind of talk about this a lot. We saw it on EU earlier, the attempt to potentially stop them early on. Does somebody have what it takes to land on Curve and Veno to stop what seems to be unstoppable?
Can you imagine that, bro?
Whoa,
Someone landed on them.
Speaking something into existence, Kelly, we saw this over in EU and it went a certain way. Do you think it's happening? Do you think it's happening in game 11?
No.
Probably not, but we can hope.
2 games left to go here before we say goodbye. I cannot believe what has transpired so far. With 2 games left to go, all of these dudes are thinking the same exact thing. How do we either get in the top 13 or fight for that #1 spot? Casters, it is time. Game 11 is ready. Take it away.
All right, here we go, bro.
Monster,
2 games
I
left.
don't know if Curve and Veno will be contested off drop, but I don't think it's going to be a smart play, because something you notice first off is when they were the best team in some of these lobbies, it usually starts in the early game. On day 1, it was the mid and end game where they lacked a little bit of preparation, but now that that's solved, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to get Sky and scrolled here in game number 11. So
Phenomenal solo play. They have almost a 50-point gap.
See, but that's
all right, here we go.
When you listen to Veno speak,
This is where it's about to get good.
Curve was due for the pop-off. Curve is gonna have his moment. Little did we know, the wolf was in sheep's clothing. He has been playing so crazy. It's looking like young Veno, the Veno that we knew to be one of the most dangerous fighters when he was up and coming. We're just seeing him just outperform like crazy right now. And you love to see it too, because it's well deserved. And the competition overall is extremely close. But okay, Jacob, let's get to some of this action here. Paper and Resi are still fighting for a qualification spot for themselves. That was a great 2-piece of look.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. That side of the map isn't necessarily my favorite, whether you're contested, uncontested, or simply just win the fight. Doesn't make it any easier at all. Blake and Preston still on this side of the map. Going against the Tick and Mafia on the south side of the Frigid Fortress. Good damage onto Preston, though, giving a huge advantage on over to the other side. But Mafia has a huge chunk of HP missing as well. And this is where the lurks are starting to come in. But the longer you lurk, the longer you fight, those third parties will become a huge factor. Empen and Jack already making their way on over.
Yeah, Empen and Jack have been all over these fights here. They've had success. They've had some failures. So has Mafia. Look from Blake's perspective. Just kind of leaving this one out.
Oh my god, how do you miss that shot?
This is the most important shot, though.
Yo, no way.
Touch there. He could have sneezed on the Tick, and it would have been a big up. And Preston didn't even see him run past him either, so they just seem to be a little out of it here for game number 11. Empen and Jack not too content with the extra shots they're hitting inside of there. I think they learned a lesson last time, so they're off to disengage now.
Still got Scare and Osid at the actual Frigid Fortress just towards the north. They were the ones that, essentially the last ones standing after everything had settled, but just literally one room away. Preston and Blake, I have to imagine they know each other are here. Even the Tick as a solo, they only saw one elimination in the feed. It's about where is he at, and every single person in this scenario, Monster, is one shot away from going down or getting eliminated, and that's why you see the careful approach. But maybe Preston hears something on the other side of that wall. He's trying to tiptoe, take his time. There's a full window open, a clear shot. They double attack from both sides. That was actually a smart way to approach that from Preston and Blake.
Was that not the easiest kill ever?
Through the cracks in the brick, like, yep, I see an angle, bro. He's in here. Let's go for it. It ends up working out. Squibbly on lock, of course, by Peterbot and Pollo. Let's see if they end up doing a big surge base or rotating out early.
Okay, so those are
Get a
surge
light
bases.
Surge. Maybe
Makes sense.
some points, of course. All in all, though, they're going back to that strat where they just push Chris and Drew here, who are kind of based down right now.
You know, everybody does this now.
Honestly, unless
The lurking, so the footsteps don't show up.
Ordinary is going to happen with Veno going down early and a lack of eliminations. One of the big ways to come back, especially for a team like
I just feel like if I ever tried to do that, it would be too slow for some reason.
They fought this one before against Chris and Drew. They got in eliminations, but they've also went down or down to low HP, making the surge not necessarily worth it. There goes another example. They're 100 damage gone just like that. Pollo having to slow things down, trying to heal up, but Peterbot's relentless pressure gets the double edits towards the top.
Dude, they won't let him breathe.
To fall down yet another layer. But we've seen this happen a few times throughout the weekend. Eventually, Peterbot and Pollo do disengage, but I'm not sure that's going to necessarily be the case. They trade shots again. Another 100 damage landing onto Pete.
Yeah, one thing Chris and Drew have done is play defense very, very well, right? Like, every time we've watched the spike go down, they actually haven't fully eliminated this team. They have managed to defend themselves more than well enough, and Peterbot and Pollo say, you know what? You got it, bruh. Once again, and they just give it to them because they know, too, that going back and forth is not worth it. They wait until they're ahead, and they say, all right, we're going to take the surge positive and dip out.
Sometimes you got to take the little victories. Hopefully they accumulate into a massive victory at the end of the game. So jump on board Threats and Beer. To start the day off, they were inside of that top 13. They slowly fizzled out, but as it stands now, 14th place, 264 points. 13th place is only 6 points away. So if they were able to clean up those eliminations, they would move inside of the bubble as the game does progress. On one side of the map, you can kind of see what is on the line for some of these players, and they're really just trying to put it all out there, and they leave no regrets left on the table. Carillion seems to be by himself. Not sure where Jargo's at. Possibly eliminated by DK, but they break into the same box. You can almost
Damn, bro, shooting the body.
Not only survive, but get the elimination onto Carillion and basically tell him what he really feels.
Yeah,
wow, man.
Find Carillion on the standings. Definitely is one of those teams on that bubble area. They haven't had enough time to really focus in on their performances, but either way, getting eliminated now in game number 11 is going to be a massive setback for any team here now. Jumping back with this right here, Peterbot. Boy,
Dude, ESPN fucking sucks.
Like Skittles team at all, so Skittles somewhat caught out of position here and into the drop. Okay, this is exactly where Peterbot.
Yeah, that was no chance.
Not gonna have teams here, not this early. Just like that, Skittles rotates out of one problem and into another one.
Ah, that's just unfortunate. Literally, Peterbot and Pollo went from finding Chris and Drew. I don't know why they disengaged, but Chris and Drew went one way, Peterbot went the other, and basically attacked two different players on one team, sent them right back to the lobby. Another heartbreak moment here in game 11, basically leaving it all to the 12th and final game for some of these teams that have been eliminated early on. And as you can see, 74 players up, Monster. This one looking to move at a little bit of an accelerated fashion than some of the other games we've seen so far.
Okay, I did find Carillion and Jargo on the standings. They're actually in 13th, holding the line with 270 points there, Jacob. Now, the jump above them is Rhea and Cooper, who have a 30-point cushion, it seems like, for 12th. But it is super close from basically that line up and down.
Really watching all the teams below you, probably even some of the teams above. Just hoping they go down early. Kind of ease the pain, but you can see the big difference here from Rapid and Cold and some of the other teams. Rapid literally buying out the mending machine, and then they kind of bring all the heals up towards Cold so he can kind of watch them, kind of leaving scraps essentially for anybody else that tries to rotate through and grab that mending machine. Just jump on board Void. Looks like he's getting chased down by a Beeb. Nowhere near his teammate just yet, but he's trying to use those shockwaves to close the distance.
Just look at Zipna's points too. Overall today, having quite the performance here. Obviously, after that last victory royale, in a 5th place before that, they have just propelled themselves right into a potential land qualification spot. Now, they still have a little bit of a ways to go, but if they can continue to play well, they will be up towards the top here in the next 2 rounds. Visuals and Braids slipping down the totem pole. They were holding that 3rd strong for so long. These last few rounds have just been a bit tough for them.
Yeah, they have a bit of a cushion, almost. 100-point cushion going into the last 2 games, but almost leaves you scratching your head. They vastly changed up their strategy from day 1 going into day 2, where they would typically set up here for a long time, just getting little tags that adds up to a good amount of surge. By the time they rotated towards those moving zones, it made it a little more free to do what they want. But more and more teams rotating over, even to close
they're
the
getting
day
dropped.
out yesterday, lurking on them, getting those eliminations, forcing in the back of Visuals and Braid's minds different things to go out, but they're going to go ahead and get that drop early on, just at the edge of zone. And this could be a blessing here with the zone moving towards the north. They're already set up on one of these mountains, and every team south of that line has to rotate either through Visuals and Braids or to the left or the right.
And this is definitely the better spot to be in. And, you know, this is arguably the best spot to have a monster surge base.
I kind of wish they showed
to keeping more of
the
a
standings
low profile.
mid-game, like live
They're trying to
standings.
mix things up. And if I had to guess,
Be interesting.
teams just change their rotation strategy. Right?
Dude, Peterbot, you can tell Peterbot and Poyo are trying to be more aggressive.
Yesterday, while everyone was
They haven't built their little tower yet.
strat worked a little better. But for Peterbot and Poyo, they're fighting for points
They need,
here. It's
yeah.
squiggly shores.
They literally,
Obviously,
they need
they're
points.
doing a good job so far.
Peterbot just using a couple of resources that are around, taking that spicy fish, getting a little bit of a movement boost that can help him try to break into some of these boxes as they pressure out Must from 2 different angles. One shot going to connect from Poyo. Peterbot still holding it down.
Probably gonna get him here.
Some of those Thunderburst shots through, getting him down to just HP. And with the zone here, yeah, it might only be a 1 tick, but it can increase the worry for Must. Liquid tries to go up and make a play onto Peterbot, but he gets cut short as well. He has no choice but to try and disengage. He basically gave up any hope of him and his duo either taking down Peterbot or surviving. So he moves towards the north, saying, hey, if you're going to eliminate him, I probably already have the goal. Let's just start working on plan B.
Yeah, look at that. And little did they know that he actually fully dipped on his teammates. So he could have stuck around and finished it, but not worth the risk. Really showing you, too, that, like, Peterbot and Poyo are really trying to play for an end game right now. They know that, hey, the points will come. We just got to keep winning.
Muzz and Sphinx, you know, Muzz, at least, you know, in the last major 3 in trios qualifying in the last game of the day to make it to globals. A much better position, 7th place, 430 points on the leaderboard. Just needs to be able to close it out strong in the last 2 games. Listen and Aloe in the mix as well, just trying to float above one of these teams. They're going to be in 23rd place, 214 points. I want to say roughly like 56 points away from getting inside of that bubble. That's definitely going to help him tenfold. Raven does go down. Aloe already trying to shockwave over. CDZ realizing the shockwaves are coming in. He's going to try to disengage himself. Can't be the hero in a situation that started so fast.
Unfortunate turn of events here for CDZ and Raven. They find themselves at the bottom of the standings here, but hey, all of this is experience gathered and effort learned. Saw Agers there find G Monster in the feed. So Agers continuing to do what he needs to earn himself some points to continue to fight his way back into first. It's neck and neck up at the top. No teams can make a mistake now. If you're Acorn and Bolts, you're going to need to have those big game wins as well. Otherwise, the dream is out.
Dude, they're just chilling up there. Huh.
Yeah, which is surprising to start this day. We're talking about the phenomenal play from Bold, solo impact, him and Acorn's ability to remain consistent in each and every one of these games. It's just something went wrong today. You know, compared to yesterday, they had a 32nd place and 19th. They did make up for it in a moment with a 3rd place with 5 eliminations, but now they're 98 points away from first place. 2 games left.
That's possible.
Almost have a little bit of control over their destiny. They really got to hope for Curve, Benno, H, Ritual, Cold, and Rapid. A whole slew of players that have a much worse performance than they've had so far, even on average. As Ages and Ritual rotating back on over towards Sandy Strip. Another team, uncontested drop. They really have conditioned a good portion of this lobby to stay away from this mending machine.
You know, and I'm just thinking, Javi and Diminish actually jumped up a placement point last game as well. Their average placement so far in the tournament is 8.6. The best of all the teams right now inside of the top 5. That is a pretty impressive stat, just kind of taking a surface glance at it right now. Everyone else, though, clearly, though, has way more elims. That's why they have the higher points overall. But still, Javi and Diminish playing exceptional right now. It's a great time to just start checking in with them. What's going well with them? Why can they keep making it work here. It seems like the Frigid Fortress is treating them very well.
Yeah, and honestly, an unlikely duo coming into this one.
I play Roblox? Not really.
Player, and
Only when we're bored, to be honest.
Goes ahead and says, "Hey, Cooper, you want a duo? We're not playing as well as we would hope." So he goes a separate way. Javi and Aminish, they form just in time to have a phenomenal performance in play.
Oh, there's the live standings right above me.
And already continuing that trend here with a top 5 position on the leaderboard, 75 points away.
Oh,
both of those players'
okay.
FNCS championship. But again, when you look at the leaderboard on the right, it's just so close, not only for the actual first place on the leaderboard, but the top 13 overall, where you see 13 and 14th place have already been eliminated out of this lobby. And honestly, you don't want to look back at this moment, Monster, saying, "Hey, I had the chance and I wasted it."
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm actually looking at the standings just for like Javi and Aminish's, placement performances. They actually have 2 second places in there, and last game obviously pulled that 3rd. So they have come close to a win multiple times now. We will be keeping an eye on them. But with Cold and Rapid here from the Dark Dominion now to this new draw spot so far, it seems to be playing off relatively well. They have 400 damage above, plenty of material, and they actually pull zone. Okay, this is really good for Cold and Rapid right here. They actually needed a little bit of luck.
They got zone.
Yeah, I'm thinking in my head, the only thing they're missing is a little bit of high ground, but it's Cold and Rapid. When do they ever play on the high ground? Exactly.
Dude, holy are they playing aggressive.
Like Peterbot and Boyo, relentless pressure throughout the entirety of this game. They're almost 1,000 above the threshold, but you wouldn't think that to be true. They only have 1 elimination so far, so they are going for it. They're going for the
well, they got 2 now.
They're not
3.
finding any success on the actual eliminations up until then, where they take down both Jack and Npen before they got to rotate to the next zone. So that's going to replenish a lot of their builds. They can pick and choose what resource they want to take with them before they finally make their way on out.
This is crazy because they're really playing to their strengths right now. Goes the Flowberry miss, so they're just going to be shock waving their way all the way into the zone. Shoot, they might even end up on some high ground here shortly. They have the mats to play for it, but Peterbot gets caught in a spider's trap right there. Got to be careful. On the other side, as we were watching that though, we missed what was happening over here. Flex, buddy, you're looking the wrong way. Veno,
damn, bro,
knocks him upside the head, and then
they might win.
Follow up in the finish.
Corner bolts quickly rotating in towards the zone, and they're using that as a quick second here to look back, seeing anybody that still has the journey to make, like Dolzir and Ishu outside of the zone. They're just pressuring, trying to make it harder for them to
What's up, Zachary? How you doing?
But even if they do, they're not going to make it in healthy. Another elimination towards the side. Slepsy and Wage was able to pick up 1. Maybe push Paper and Rezi back as Curve looking like he's trying to approach in that direction. You see Veno peeking through the cone, gathering vital information for their team. And you can see Veno and Curve are the only team who haven't been hit by any surge so far.
Wow.
In each and every one of these games. It's just going to show that that early game presence by Curve and Veno is paying off tenfold.
They've just been the most aggressive. They've, again, been clearly the most successful in the early game. This game's a little bit slower for them in the early game, but their mid game is just taking off right now. They are in
Flex with a little bit of height.
Prime situation to play for high ground here in the end game, and we know what they do well. They play it late. They let people get their first, little taste of height, and then they come in and put their influence to the test. Rapid and Cold, though, much different strategy for them. We've seen them play low ground, time in, time out, front side, dead side, you name it. They'll be there. Comes to rotates though. This is still a difficult terrain to play with, right? They have to go up and over this mountain.
Peterbot and Poyo on height, of course.
Poyo now completely positioned up, and then you have Clicks and Higgs already basing on the
oh my god, dude.
So many times we've seen teams take it early. Clicks and Higgs were able to hold it early on in day number 1, but since then, honestly, it's been changing hands for each and every one of these zones here in the end game as they position themselves above. Peterbot and Poyo have the luxury to stagger themselves back. Look down, rainfire from above. Not necessarily getting eliminations here, but they are just hurting every single player they connect shots with as they rotate on over. Curve and Veno positioned down below. Hop gonna minish towards the side. Clicks into Higgs. We've seen in previous games them try to go ahead and claim high ground as their own. They don't necessarily have that luxury. Up
oh my god.
Full zone in their favor, and they immediately build up saying, hey, if you want high ground,
Higgs has height.
from us.
Clicks is gonna go up there.
And that's so different than anything
That was
else we've seen
crazy
from
building. I've never seen that
They've
before.
been building single straight standing towers, but now Higgs is putting up this huge flex right now with a monstrous base. Veno and Curve here have no issues fighting their way to the new zone, though. That was almost a fresh elim. Oh, actually, it is an elim as things catch up there. Veno finds another one. And he was already in the lead, Jacob, with the most amount of elims, and he's continued to do so. But look at this, not looking good. Boyo's down. Peterbot comes through the clutch.
Peterbot's going in there.
Finds one. Can he get the follow-up here?
They need this.
He's doing so much damage, but he can't quite get the finish, but it's okay.
He's gonna res him.
He's bought Boyo enough time to get saved here.
Yeah, and they have the splashes. They're going to have instantly start to use those.
Move the camera.
But the zone is moving in. 10 ticks of damage. Instantly popping the big pot. Really trusting Peterbot to get those splashes out in time. They have to be careful, though. Right
Higgs is still on height.
Clicks and Higgs, and even in front of zone,
Clicks
we
up
got
there.
Curve and Veno. We got Muzz and Sphinx as well. Honestly, the storylines couldn't be any better here in this game because you got first place right now.
They're holding on, bro. They're holding on.
First time a player has won
Oh!
EU and NA.
No way. Here we go. They're dueling.
And they find a big elimination.
Oh my god, they got Poyo.
Taking one of the hardest teams out of their
Yo.
path to the finish line.
Boyo's down and out. The full elim comes through right there, Jacob, and he gets the finish as well. And just like that,
Wow.
they're up in the lead now. Clicks
Wow.
and Higgs, though, on high ground, doing exactly
staying on
what
height,
they
bro.
need to do. They have solidified the
They're chilling.
positioning here.
They're cool, they're cool, they're cool.
A little bit of HP, so that way they can go deep into the zone, reconnect on that high ground. It's going over towards Frigid Fortress. That gives them the luxury to look towards the backside of zone, seeing players late to shockwave in, but they think it's
Where's
also
Peterbot, dude?
safe.
He's hanging in there.
For these perfect moments.
Here he is.
They've elevated themselves step by step.
Oh, man.
They least suspected, but Peterbot still going on his rampage. Big down onto Dragon, trying to pick up that elimination, but Curve and Veno, they're
These two are
matching
unbelievable.
overflow.
8 elims now. Veno is really starting to heat up here, and they're not even interested in jumping down for max. Notice that. They want to maintain this positioning, and they're still trying to time for high ground here to try to play for another win. Higgs, though, is the only one up top. They send Clicks down low.
Peterbot's down.
Clicks finds
Wow.
Peterbot,
Clicks got him,
finishes
dude.
sweeps him
Nice.
under the rug, and now Veno
Nice.
and Curve. Here comes the
There you go.
set. Off they go. Curve's got no mat, so they have to concede to go lower and lower here. And this terrain's not helping. Look,
Blix
at all
is
these
still up on
old
height,
builds
bro.
as Things are moving back and forth, but Veno, Curve are still neck to
Yeah,
neck
10
with
kills,
Clicks
these two, man.
Yeah, Curve and Veno, I feel like they know they don't even necessarily need the high ground. They don't even necessarily need the win. They just need to remain consistent. That slows them down a little bit. Big shot is going to land on the
Veno's got 35 health.
Coming from
Oh, not anymore.
above. Thank gosh that Curve is there to alleviate some of the pressure, holding on to the build. But if you
Oh, God, he's got to get him up. He's got to get him up.
Higgs has went down. Clicks trying to go for the revive. Curve and Veno realize nobody
No
else
way.
is up there to contest it. They use
No
the
way.
They use the shockwave. They instantly take away.
Oh, they're
that
so
high
screwed.
ground. 6 teams left, Monster, and everybody at least has to do up.
Come on, Clicks, lock in, bro.
Let's
get it.
He goes
Let's
down.
go.
Rapid is now left by himself.
And he has the awareness, too. The awareness to keep shooting back at them. Veno tries to keep the
They're a little
pressure with the
separate here. Oh,
shockwaves.
never mind.
Clicks and Higgs up on high ground, and they know we don't have enough mats to hold this one down. Clicks
Wow.
and Higgs managed to have just enough HP, though,
Wow.
to go ahead and heal back in this game. But then you have Rapid. Look at this, just solo surviving right now as a player here in the mid-ground right now. Trying to evaluate what
A lot
he
of players
wants to
do that.
here, but he's got
Do that
pressure
like
coming
this
in
the
from
square edit, which is interesting.
potentially Veno and
Not like the
Curve here on
diagonal.
layer. Right behind, he comes and he actually finds Curve.
Curve's dead.
It's gonna be Muzz who jumps in, ending.
He's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, but still, that's no worries to me.
But Veno, bro.
Time to heal up. Quickly
We just saw it.
Outside of the zone, still
Oh my God.
full chug left.
Is that Clicks?
Quickly on the chase, gets a good amount of
That was
damage
Higgs.
until the zone
Wow.
does the rest. Clicks and Higgs have finally woken up from their slumber.
They gonna win,
From
dude?
day one to day
Oh, I want them to
two,
win so
they
bad. At least
finally
one
found their
game.
form back. 5 eliminations here, but Rapid is still up,
Ooh.
trying to close the gap. Pig down onto Sphinx, separates him from Muzz, but you see he has no builds. He probably feels in the back of his
Oh
mind
my
he
God.
has to get this elimination,
It happens
but
so quick, dude.
underneath, Braids takes him down, gets the elimination, and moves one step.
Oh my God. Yo, what is happening?
Bolts and
Eight Corners still here.
The sleeping giants starting to wake up here, putting their influence in the mix, but you have a lot
Wow.
more players to worry about. Braids and Visuals are here to mess around as well. They also need the refresh too, as they're out of material, so they're going to be forced into this fight here, whether you like it or not. And then, of course, Clicks and Higgs have to come down and jump in.
They
this
were still
battle
on
as
height.
well. Bolts uses the shockwave.
And
to
there they go.
Someone gets eliminated in the
Wow,
sky.
there they
It's
go.
actually Clicks. He couldn't touch down in time, and
Unbelievable.
Bolts and Acorn, all of a sudden now,
They're gonna win. They won.
in a winning position, and the shot goes through. And
Holy
just like
crap.
that, Bolts manages to do it again here.
Holy crap.
Bolts and Acorn pop off in the second to last game of the day, becoming the
Wow.
second team to win 2 different games this
That's their
weekend
second
in the
win, man.
leaderboard monster.
Oh, in the weekend.
In a world that is so stacked and close, this one is surely going to move them one step closer to
Damn,
contending
dude.
for another FNCS championship. Zeke, one left game to go. Let's do it.
1 game left.
I keep thinking, man, like I've got a handle on it. There's like, you know, Zeke, just follow the action. It's all cool. And no, man, we literally just talked about the top 5 right before this, right? And Acorn and Bolts were that 6th place team. They were the team on the outside, and they said, Zeke, I'm sorry. Did you forget about us? We can now be in the top 5. Why did you forget about us? And now they are fighting for our love and affection. I cannot believe this. Game 11 with so many Titanic duos, all doing the same thing, thinking, bro, we can do
One
it.
more game.
This is our chance with 2 games left. We can fight for an axe. Acorn and Bolts say, you know what? We'd like to toss our name in the hat. Little name in the hat. There you go, Zeke. Go ahead. Shuffle it up. I don't know. Kelly, I'm losing it. I'm freaking out.
I mean, this really was the game for our teams in that 6th to 10th place spot. Everyone that was in our top 5 having some issues, either going down to a solo situation or going down early, you know, unless you're Venno. But this Acorn and Bolts that were just right outside of that edge, making sure that they're just playing the low ground. They're playing what they do best. They don't need to be disruptor. They don't need to be getting all these eliminations. They just need to make it to the end game right there. And Bolts once again going to a solo, improving that he is going to make sure that him and Acorn stay at the top of our leaderboard.
What a
So
win, dude.
funny
I gotta see the
game
standings.
11 there. I mean, we're just watching all the chaos kind of unfold on night. Oh my gosh, Peterbot's trying to hold it. Clicks and Higgs, they go up for it. Benno and Curve, they start to get active. All this stuff's happening. Elim. And then we take a look at where everybody else is at. Acorn and Bolts on the low ground. 100, full, healthy duo. And they finish the game just like that as
Pretty easy.
a duo. Incredible stuff for them to kind of re-enter the conversation, not only in that game specifically, because they didn't even know they were alive in that game. All of a sudden, it's like, oh my gosh, they're chilling on the low ground. But now I can only imagine how close they are to keeping themselves back in the competition.
Let's see.
for the win.
Oh my gosh, that little angle, that little tiny little corner was the difference maker. 574 points. Fortnite fan, we have 1 game left to go. We're gonna go to a break. Okay, I need a moment to breathe. Okay, I need a moment to breathe. When we come back, we start setting up because this is a close run. Okay, go find some popcorn, find a drink, use the bathroom. We'll be right back. Okay, we'll be right back.
All right, be right back. Back. I got the standings coming up, bro. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Here we go. Going into the last game. I know it's close, dude.
All right. I'm fine. I'm calm.
He's not. He's not.
Everything.
It's gotta be so close.
Hey, in case you're joining us, welcome. This is the FNCS Grand Finals. No big deal. One of the most important moments in the FNCS. We have one game left to go. You know, hey, crazy stuff happened in that last game. Acorn and Bolts got themselves a victory out of that last game. That's crazy, right? Yeah. Why don't we go and take a look at the standings, because it gets crazier. Because right now, Curve and Veno are in first
Damn,
place
bro. Look at the point gap.
659 points. Ooh, Kelly!
Holy crap.
78 eliminations.
Holy
More than
shit.
double that of Acorn and Bolts.
78 kills.
Veno and Curve have showed today what they do best. Those early
That is
eliminations,
unbelievable.
going
Are you
into mid,
kidding?
Making sure that they don't have to worry about Storm Surge. And
Oh
then
my
controlling the
God.
mid-ground, either chopping people
It
from
might be
above
over,
or
but
eliminating
we gotta
people
hold
down
on.
below. They do it time and
All right, from
time
now on, I'm using
again.
this pistol
We know
and
why
the new
day one wasn't
shotgun,
their day,
which is
but
I've
it's
not been
better
doing that.
late than never.
Holy
Veno
shit.
showing everyone why he is not just moving states like we see a lot of these players do in North America. No, he's moving countries to claim this as his own. Manifesting destiny is all about America's history, and he's showing why Britain did it first over here.
Please put an absolute huge exclamation point on the fact that these guys were in 10th place.
What?
Coming into the day. We have played 5 games, and they
Oh
now
my
have an
God.
85-point lead over second place. I don't know what kind of crazy stat or how this is going to look on paper, but this has to be one of the most
Wow, bro.
incredible day 2 performances. Day 2
5
comebacks,
games.
whatever you want to call it. That we have ever
78
seen.
kills.
I mean,
What the fuck?
78? How in the heck? What's even going on? These guys, every single time we watch the game, it's just a highlight reel for them.
Dude, you know, we were talking about it during the break there, and it's like at a certain point, this is going to become mathematically impossible, right? Like at a certain point, we've tuned into them at like the early stages of the game, and they have 4 or 5 or, you know, even 3 elims, right?
Wow.
They just have to do what they've been doing all day long, and they will walk away as the winners. Now, we only have a minute and a half. I really quickly just want to flip on over the top 13, right? Yes, we are absolutely playing for a first place and an Axe of Champions, right? But we also can't forget top 13 are right now playing for their spot at the summit. 298. Do not forget that number.
Dude, the top
going
13
into
is
this
still
game.
close.
298 is the current cutoff. Seek and Taki are holding that. But guys, we have one game left to go. Let's
One
even
more.
just look at Scare and Osid, right? We saw Scare and Osid pop off earlier on, like not even just a few weeks ago. They could try and play for that spot. Look at Jargu as well, right? Even Zypto, we saw them get a Victory Royale. I mean, Kelly, there's so many players. This goes down to 20, Kelly.
Yeah.
It's possible.
It's literally like 42 points that separate 13th from 20th place, and I'm guessing it's even closer down below. So we could probably get to page 3, see teams in our 30th place spot. And if they have that pop-off game, and we know that there is a possibility of some teams just kind of sliding by, making it into the top 5 and just grabbing a handful of eliminations, that right there is 90 points and could be the difference maker of going to Dusseldorf or not. Vivid, this is what
Germany.
NEC is all about. We have so many big names in the top. All the teams that we have been talking about are finally showing up right now, and this is the final game.
It's crazy. I mean, there's so much stuff going on that leaderboard, so much we could break down. But there's only one way to find out who's going to walk away. Not only champions, who's going to get second, who's going to get third, who's going to qualify to the LAN event, and that's just to play the games.
Vivid.
Play the game.
Last game of the day. Right
Play the
now.
game.
Fortnite fam, lock in every single thing that these players do.
Play the game.
They get an elim or get eliminated. This is it. The last game to
Here we go. Here we go.
the impossible possible.
I chose not
The
to play
last
this
time
because I
today,
wanted to make it
MDM
fair, bro.
Jacob PR. Take it away.
Honestly, Monster, I've never seen so many storylines go down the leaderboard so far. Curve could win his first FNCS champion. Veno could win 2 titles on the hardest regions with EU and NA and add his 4th overall. Acorn could win another major one. Both could be a West
Dude,
and
so
Central
Veno can win
champion. Cold
both
back on
EU
top.
and
Rapid wins his
NA
first.
if he wins
I could
this.
keep going all day, but it just goes to show the
That's
stories
crazy.
are endless today.
This is what makes NA one of the best regions to watch. It's what is really the pinnacle of what Fortnite's all about. And we, of course, have the
Yo, I gotta get good, man.
calling all the action here. You've been watching it go down. Let's see if luck is on
Here we
your
go.
side.
Final game. The final game.
Coming into a game 12 of honestly the most recent FNCS is almost a year now. People always have that same conversation. Who will land on first place? And right now, it looks like we have an interesting situation breaking down.
Dude, Curve is on controller. I'm on controller. It's possible. Oh my god, no way.
They go to Squibbly Shores and
They got landed on him. They just dealt with it.
early game elimination.
Wow.
Zeke said it, Monster. Eventually, this will become mathematically impossible for anybody
Yep.
outside of Curve.
They're so far ahead.
I called it. I already knew this was going to happen. I knew that Veno was someone that Peterbot and Pollo like respect at such a competitive level. They would be willing to contest them. They would be willing to try to throw their tournament off. But Veno is one of the smartest players we've ever had, and he will see it from a mile away. So even now, them just mixing up, it's just a safety strat. It's to say, hey, who wants to battle us? Come bring it. We're not afraid to mix it up. We're not afraid to stay dynamic here in the last game.
Looks like Peterbot and Pollo going into this game, though. With that elimination, of course, with Veno and Curve, they are 98 points away from an FNCS champion, and that's only playing catch up to Curve and Veno. They still got so many big names in their path that they're looking to take it. They probably noticed that Curve and Veno weren't at the Battlewood. They immediately turn around. They got a hint of what's going on. Maybe they think this is them, but it's Raven and CDZ, a whole nother team. This gives a huge moment here for Curve and Veno to look on over, possibly engage, possibly disengage. The choice is definitely theirs, especially since it's taking a little bit longer than we'd hope. Peterbot lands a shot, but Pollo goes down. Raven is escaping back inside of the building. That puts Peterbot in a 1v2.
No way.
No, and the finish comes through as well, and that is
Pollo's
not
dead.
the way you want this to start going down right here for Peterbot. Pollo. You need so many
He's
more
dead.
points. You cannot afford to be get set this far behind.
Oh my god.
Peterbot, though, in a world of trouble here. Plenty of enemy.
Oh my god,
kills. He's
Peterbot.
gonna have to back off.
Is he going down?
Wall as well. This is, of course, Raven and CDZ's one chance to go in and pounce on him. Peterbot's back in the mix here, fully healthy. Misses an important shot here, and things
Saw
are
Veno got a kill.
pretty south now for him.
Yeah, the biggest thing here was Peterbot was able to get the
Just saw Veno got a kill.
Pollo, but Raven lands another monster shot, getting the shield
Yo,
gone
Peterbot.
out from Peterbot.
Little weak.
Still there, but he's running out of build. CDZ
He's a little
Raven
weak.
Really don't have no materials down below.
Woo!
They can't not fight upwards, so he has to drop down low. Peterbot again trying to take the fight to them as CDZ gets dropped to this. Less than 50 HP, but
it's all on this, dude.
In, Monster. A third party from the east, from Dark Dominion.
No way.
To interrupt this play.
No way.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's you-know-who, but give it a second here. Raven CDZ being a little too passive now. They had an opportunity to finish up this Elim. They back off instead. Rapid and Cold show
Oh my god, no way.
and they are cleaning up house
Clean up crew.
faster than ever.
Damn.
To find 2 quick Elims.
Clean up crew.
The down body just to show
Wow.
and flex that they're here as well. And look at this. They are hunting for poor Peterbot.
Dude, Peterbot is
now hiding
shaking in his boots.
inside of the factory.
Can they find him?
Just unprecedented.
He's right in there, bro. He's right there.
You never
He's right there.
See this level of clash go down here. Definitely not for the likes of Peterbot. He's normally the one
Oh my god.
hunting. Now he's being hunted.
He's dead.
Yeah, they probably
He's
saw
dead.
the feed that Pollo did go down, so they immediately left their drop spot to beeline it on over.
Ooh.
This is a team that's on their tail. Cold is in 3rd place. You see
How is he alive?
Pollo in 4th place. It really was asking the question,
Wow.
is anybody going to be brave enough with the point?
How did he
so
survive that?
close,
That's
you would
actually wild.
really risk your spot on the leaderboard if you were looking to go on the chase, but Veno, Curve, they not only left their drop spot at Battlewood, they
Yeah,
left
dude,
their
wow.
second drop spot at Squizzly, and they're already going on the hunt
Just
for
cleaning
these
house.
elims. They don't want to win after Game 12, Monster. They want to win during this game so they could take a much-needed victory lap.
Well, this is crazy. You know, if you just allow them to continue to get elims like this, which they have done extremely successfully, way more successfully than any other team here on the weekend, they will be too far ahead. We would be asking
at some
so
point
much
they'll
of Cold and Rapid.
they'll just have so much of a gap that it's just pointless.
15 elims and a victory royale.
Imagine they go down here.
Give this a second now. So from one team wipe onto another now. Dozier and Escher trying to fight the fired up Veno and Curve here. Meanwhile, Curve has been live this entire time, by the way. Do not sleep on him. This is, again, nothing like we've ever seen before.
Yeah, especially for Mom and Pop Curve. Imagine him. Oh, he is eliminated by Cold and Rapid. Peterbot goes down.
Peterbot's down. That'll do it.
Place, tied with Agers and Ritual.
For them. Oh my goodness.
Veno takes a big shot, but he is not backing down. Iju gets eliminated. The Siphon
it's gonna end in this game, man.
Get replenished by Veno. Curve not slowing doan, trying to alleviate the pressure.
Well, I mean, obviously it has to, but like,
and the elimination one as
they're gonna end it themselves.
5 elims, Monster. 5
They're gonna end it themselves.
Here. This is domination at its finest in Major 1 on NA Central.
Looking so good for them right now. Rapid and Cold right now on the hunt too, just trying to figure out what is going on here. They're already at 3 elims as well. So Rapid and Cold are playing so aggressive too. You got to give them credit right here. We know what the task at hand is. We know what needs to be done. And it really does feel like the impossible. It's asking them to pop off right now and go into the upper double digit.
It might basically be done, bro.
And potentially win the game. Because for them, it's about the championship victory. Jumping over to Carillion and Jargudo, playing a little bit of the storm fight right here, keeping us busy right now.
Essentially, 2 sides of the coin. We're watching the battle for first. Oh, Veno's down. Veno is down, but
Veno went down.
Saves the day. What are we witnessing? This is a montage performance. I don't want
get in zone, bro.
Soon, Monster, but this is beginning to look like a victory lap for Curve and Veno.
The writing's on the wall. You just have to read it, brother. All right? It's whenever you're ready, just let us know. They're at 6 eliminations now. Acorn and Bolts. A little cheeky here, though.
It's going away for everybody else, bro.
To find a couple elims right now. And let's just paint the bigger picture. Obviously, Curd and Veno.
It's so weird when they show the in-storm shots like this. It doesn't show the zone.
From the rest of the competition. And then you have so many other teams trying to fight for a land spot to the global summit. It's right around the corner. Who is going to be in Germany? Only the top 13 will make it.
And as it stands right now, in order for Cold and Rapid to win the tournament, this is as it stands right now, they need Curve and Veno to go down outside of top 25 with not a single elimination more. And then they need to win the game with 10 or so eliminations in the double digits. So it's going to show how much of a runaway this is turning into. And that's where you see a lot of lurks going down, because it's not only the battle for first. If you look at Tyler and Chance here, 391 points on the overall leaderboard. They're in 10th place. If
they're hugging it
early, they can kiss their summit spot goodbye.
They're hugging it, bro.
Definitely be really close for them. They'll be holding on to a thin margin. Taki and Seek on the other side. Same can be said for these teams here. 208 points earned on the tournament day. So you are seeing moments of greatness here coming out. Some of our competitors here on the 2-day format.
Not gonna make a quick, clean glide here. They're just trying to dodge.
Yo, what's going on with the stream?
Noise down below, having to worry about Surge, having to worry about others rotating in your path. Be a good plan for Seek and Taki here. 13th place. They just need to hold on to their current spot on that leaderboard. Clicks and Eggs, though, a moment ago, did see them in the feed. They picked up at least 1 more elimination here. They, too, have a little bit more of a cushion than some of the other counterparts. 430 points in 9th place. They just need to make sure to finish strong. It's more of a confidence thing than anything else, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, gotta find their
odd
move, but again, you've made it this far. They had such exceptional moments of greatness, but in the end, everything has to come together. And then how do you account for having the curves, the colds, those types of performances that we've seen? tough to ask. All things have to come together. Cooper and Rito, they're still fighting for their qualification.
It's so weird. They changed their names, but
Fully
the
safe just yet. Not at least how I feel. Let's take
the
a look at
announcers, they
the
still remember 'em.
standings here. This is gonna put them at 12.
Like, I didn't know that was Reet. I didn't know King Peace was Reet.
Close.
Yeah, I would say they have a 22-point gap from 13th, which is actually the line. And then about a 44 or so point gap between them and falling outside of the bubble, which means anything could be possible. If they go down, let's just say 15th place, and anybody else kind of is able to secure a top 8 or better, they can certainly overtake them on
Last
the
game here,
leaderboard,
bro.
But definitely so many different possibilities here as the tournament continues on. Threats in Beer, a team that started inside of the bubble on the day, shortly fell out of it and is trying to work their way back. Aviv and King, another similarity here, 17th place coming into this game, which means those eliminations, 8 more points is definitely going to boost them up the leaderboard just a little bit. I think that almost puts them on the line outside of that bubble around 14th place with those elims.
Yeah, Aviv and King, the last 2 games have played really well, actually making it to endgame, and this time they actually have 4 total elims, so just a monstrous performance so far, definitely stepping up and doing what they need.
So they need that, I guess.
Most. Anoff and Saul kind of see what's going on here. They end up backing off. You have Osid and Scare, another team that's very much in the conversation right now. Looking at how they've played, we have a 4th place as far as their best performance so far in last game, roughly 15th for them with a single elim. So not too bad, definitely earning some placement points. If they can keep that up, they might just be doing enough to jump up. And in.
This is going to be an interesting lobby slash end game. Because if you look at like day 1, we were getting what, fourth zone surge, sometimes even earlier because how stacked the lobby is. To start the day, we were getting 5th zone, maybe 6th zone surge. There's only 60 players up. There's only 30 teams left in this lobby right now in the 4th zone. So it's rather thinned out, moving at a much more accelerated pace. So you have to be careful on some of these rotations. So instead of being able to rotate, stack with a bunch of other teams, hoping they choose them instead of you, now some of these rotations will be a little bit more bare with you and maybe 1 or 2 other teams being the only one rotating in that direction.
I mean, when you have Cold, Rapid, Acorn, Bolts, Irvin, Veno looking for elims, right? Trying to either push the gap, close the gap, like this is what happens. The lobby will tend to thin out. And then everyone else, of course, trying to fight for their qualification spot. Look at this though, Veno Curve inside the storm right now. They surely know they've done enough, right? So now it's just time to chill out, hang out, enjoy the storm for a little bit. Here on the beach.
It's most definitely over.
Really put themselves in any danger here.
None at all, especially with the zone moving on over towards the south. They know they can essentially ride the shoreline, whether they try to make a little shortcut in, go on top of the mountains, they can go all the way towards the south. They do got 1 zone, though, that they really have to worry about. So going from zone 4 to zone 5, it moves from a 1 tick of damage into 2. From zone 5 to zone 6, it would move from a 2 tick damage into a 5. So even though they do have a lot of time on their side, they don't want to use all their resources just getting into zones. Since you can kind of see on the map there on your left side that so many other teams are also outside of the zone and inside of their path that could certainly cut them off.
Yeah, definitely. They're moving really quickly. Wagers and Sleepsy, though. Look at this. A little bit of a high ground position right here. Still, though, no surge warnings in sight. This game is moving so fast right now as the lobby's starting to thin out.
57 people left already.
Congested north side of the Battlewood Boulevard, so kind of a new site for us, if you will. Looking at the names that are in play here. Jack, N-Pen, Acorn, Bolts. On the other side, Osid and
So
Scare.
clicks should be in Germany. They should be good.
Teams out to the hands of Sikentaki. This is super important. Actually, it was Wagers from up top. It wasn't Sikentaki, but they're right next to that collateral damage.
Almost all the same, though. Sikentaki, that 13th place, Scare and Osid, or I should say, just 1 Osid by himself. Is going to be in 14th place. He has a bit of a gap to overcome. Anything is possible. 29 teams still up, so 4 more go down. You'll start to get those placement points, and they'll cascade in with each and every team that does go down. Contrapt's going to fall, and already 1 less team to worry about here. 55 players left in this game, so there's only 1 solo running around, and that's going to be Osid.
Gotta do what he gotta do, though. It's really close, yet so far now. It's all going to come down to Can you earn your way towards the positioning placement points there? Still see Reed and Cooper up in the distance. Agers and Ritual
Flex is up there with
here,
Higgs.
pretty. Box open, eyes on Acorn and Bolts. Little did they know. Oh, look at the zone though. It pulls north. Okay, so this is going to be working against the likes of Curve and Beto, who obviously were wrapping far around the outskirts.
Trying to get not necessarily damage for Surge as it does turn on. 14 players do need to go down, but you can see where they stand. 400 above the damage threshold. Since they're right next to the zone monster, they don't have to do much movement at all. Just kind of focus on getting that damage while not receiving much. Acorn and Bolts try to land some shots onto N-Pen and Jack in the distance, inadvertently kind of alleviating some of the pressure. N-Pen and Jack could have looked to get aggressive. Acorn and Bolts 132 above the damage threshold. They sit in third place on the leaderboard, a mere 6 points out of second.
Dude, it's an 103-point gap.
Let's talk about Bolts. If somehow, some way, a miracle can happen, Acorn and Bolts keeps the major one magic alive. Bolts will become another player on that short list of 2 region champions. I know Veno is certainly in line to becoming another player on that list in 2 of the hardest regions in Fortnite, in NA Central and EU.
Yeah, definitely looking to make history here and now. Reed and Cooper sitting pretty strong right
chilling,
now,
bro.
guys. 340 damage above, safe in the zone, plenty to work with right now. That's the type of position you want to see Reed and Cooper in if they're going to land. See Kentucky on the other side, same can be said for them. Still have a couple shockwaves to work with. Not too many to make it towards endgame, but hey, enough to at least stay in the race here for quite some time. It's all going to come down to a refresh for C Kentucky, though. See if they could time the rotate. Looking at who's positioned up, though. Clicks and Higgs trying to end this one with the splash. Already you can see them poison up for that high ground here, Jacob.
Yeah, just still, no matter what's been going good or bad in some of these games, they're just continuously one of the teams that, you know, if they make it this far into the game, they're going to contest for that high ground. King and Aviv just outside of that bubble sees 2 teams with a little bit of a scuffle going on. They try to land some shots before they go ahead and make their way on over. They're just trying to pressure them so that way they don't make any peaks, makes the rotation that much safer. That was Reed and Cooper in that distance. They're 193 above the damage threshold, inside of that qualification ring. They just need to be able to hold on here, especially more so now with Hobby in a minute is looking to walk them down.
Really close now to earning some positioning points here as well. 28 team still standing.
Dude, they got another kill, bro. When is it official?
Veno super hit up off the rotate here. That brings them up to 7 eliminations. And Curve,
unbelievable,
finding his moment, finding his footing now. These last couple games, I mean, it's been the Veno show, but Curve has stepped up when it mattered most, even in this game, clutching Elim after Elim.
When is it confirmed that they have the win, bro? That they're untouchable up top.
Here. Clicks and Higgs, though, just want to do what they can do best.
They're moving.
Not the best spot to be in for a team in second place, below the damage threshold.
Yo, Bolts is not. He's only 5 above.
Persistence there is able to lead some shots through underneath that cover, get them above the damage
Barely.
threshold. A mere 5, but at least it's something. They're not taking active surge for the 25 damage every 7 seconds. Blake and Preston trying to put down some pressure, but only for a short moment. Bolts is going to be able to hold off. Get through the comb, though. Getting this information is going to be vital, but Muzz gets the down onto Clicks. I see it.
Oh, no.
Sphinx even gets the clean
knocked
up
him.
here. High ground changing
Got
hands,
him.
but it's not Muzz in Sphinx. Right now, it looks
Damn.
like Aviv. It looks like Curve and Veno are all fighting.
Higgs is still up there.
Yeah, if you look at it, Curve, Veno come in out of nowhere, just trying to time that high ground.
They got Clicks.
Go. Meanwhile, Threats and Beer still fighting to stay in the tournament.
Oh my God.
Life as well. Higgs on the left side clutches up a nice little Elim for himself.
Who got Clicks, bro? Was it actually Veno and Curve?
Back to the lobby. He might not have enough to make it to land.
Yo, Higgs is flying, bro. He's so vulnerable up there.
Sphinx, but Higgs gets swiped out this sky.
So vulnerable.
Hanging up for a little too long. Acorn and Bolts fighting for second at this point. If you can't take down Curve and Veno now, it'll just be too late.
Yep.
When is it official?
This is the moment right here. As soon as they get into the top 15,
Oh my God.
think it's
Oh!
mathematically impossible. Threads drops down low outside of the
Bro.
bubble. I'm not sure he secured enough points before finally going down.
How did he not get that kill?
Reek and Cooper sacrificing the HP, staying outside of the zones. That way they can fizz, they can shot.
This is hectic as shit.
They're just taking so much
Chaotic. Look at
they
this.
don't have the heals to get up to full
Muzz is up
HP
top.
shield anymore.
Muzz and Sphinx still putting pressure from up top. Cooper Reed trying to stay alive, seeking Taki, fighting their way towards a qualification, and teams are dropping faster than you can even realize. We're already up into the top 17 now.
Oh my God.
Curve and Veno are not stopping.
Unbelievable.
Though. Another team falls to their hands. It's a Minish and Javi. A top 5 performance was valiant for them on the standings coming into this. But it's Curve and Veno who are fighting for the championship.
They're unbelievable.
win now.
Oh,
And
shit.
Look at this, Jacob. I mean, they are breaking away with a huge lead.
Yep, and even when it looks like it's bleak, Veno gets dropped down to a sliver of HP. They're surviving. Bolt's trying to do the same thing. 5 HP.
How do they survive
loses
these-
Acorn, though, so we need another big solo clutch
these fights, bro? It's actually
performance.
crazy.
Runs into Curve and Veno all along the way.
Wow,
We
man,
slip
another
past them
kill.
as
Oh,
Curve
he's down.
and Veno find another elimination before Veno finally goes down. Curve is out of builds here, trying to use the
No
shot
way.
to splash to keep himself as full of HP as possible. Even
Ooh,
finding
ooh, ooh.
a fizz to utilize here on the side. Curve, I think, has done enough inside of the top.
Another knock, dude. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's down. He's down.
Onto Cooper. Curve might have gone down, but they are your FNCS
They've done it right there.
champions.
They've done it. They've done enough to
Wow.
be up at the top, to sit on the
Wow,
throne.
dude.
Now Veno is the conqueror of
Holy
2
crap.
regions here. In Curve, his first time ever, gets to taste
Oh,
that
that's
victory
unbelievable.
here. But for now, Muzz and Sphinx are trying to find their victory lap. This is all a battle for money. This is all battles for seats at the LAN event where the story will continue.
Going to Germany.
Needs this. Chargu needs this game here. They were 15th place to start it all, and now he's the only solo left in this game.
They're in
The
15th?
2 teams that are left alive, Monster, both of them already have their spot secured.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is everything for Jargu by himself.
Oh, he's about to die.
Tries the shockwave
Done.
in. He gets tagged
Wow.
up left and right, down in 3rd place. Did he do enough to qualify
Did he?
for Dusseldorf?
Well, it's going to be really close
Did he?
for now, though. The action's on. Muzz here who finds elimination. Ritual gets tagged up.
Damn.
Meantime, Sphinx looking for his moment, and he does
And that's it.
in the end. And that's going to be a nice, wonderful way to end the
Wow.
FNCS there.
That was more than just a wonderful way. Curve and Veno's complete
They've done it, bro.
and utter domination of a region. Congratulations for Curve, his first FNCS champion. We always
That is
remember
crazy.
our first, and Veno, probably the most important FNCS title, dominating a whole nother region. Muzz and Sphinx win that game, but see, Kelly and Vivid, we have a new champion.
Damn, bro.
Let's go, Muzz! Let's go, Muzz! That's right, baby. Let's go. Sorry, I had to get that out of the way. Sorry. Anyway, first off, really quickly, MDF, Jacob, thank you guys so much for the cast. Fantastic day. As they called out, it is true. Veno and Curve are your champions in NAC. A 4th title for Veno and a 1st for Curve. I mean, Kelly, Vivid, you know, we call Vivid called this out right last game. They came in today 10th place, and I think for most people, you probably look at the standings at that point. You're like, okay, yeah, like maybe they're probably not gonna get a 4th. They might could end like top 5 or something. But Kelly, Veno turned it on, and there
Just
was
domination,
game
man.
After game where he's solo clutching, getting, you know, at one point a 2nd place with 11 elims, a 2nd place with like
Everybody
7
using that
elims.
pistol.
He's just firing on all cylinders.
Hey, we knew it was pretty
and no
good.
one can stop him. No
I didn't know it was like
one.
good enough for everyone to
And
use it though.
the back of this carry right now. Now we're looking
Oh my
at
goodness.
Veno and Curve being FNCS
Just insane, dude.
champions.
I mean, you're saying no one can stop them, but we saw at the start of this game that a few players did try to stop the run of
They tried.
Curve and Veno.
They tried.
but they failed because Curve and Veno were prepared. They were aware. Because Veno, he's not just an incredible fragger. He's also incredibly smart and aware when it comes to Fortnite. When it comes to the mindset of other pro players, he has them downloaded. And so he knows what these players are going to do, and he knows exactly how to respond to it. Curve and Veno showing everyone that they deserve this spot. They deserve 1st place. And honestly, just watching
Bro.
them climb up the leaderboard, not necessarily through placements, Vivid, but to get elim after elim, to get so many.
Was it like
I
86 or
honestly don't
something?
even know where they are at the end of the day. I'm excited to see our leaderboard.
Socials are going crazy, talking about, oh my gosh, Veno has entered his second prime, his third prime, his fourth prime. I mean, whatever you want to call it, the guy is absolutely popping off, and I couldn't agree more. I once regarded Veno as literally the best player in the world, and so did a lot of people, right? This was back in like chapter 3, chapter 4, around that era, where I remember VOD reviewing this guy and being like, oh my gosh, everything he does is just so perfect. And listen, I don't know what he did between day 1 and day 2. I don't know how good of sleep that he got overnight, but I gotta tell you, he looked like that Veno once again, unstoppable. And you know, we're giving a lot of credit towards Veno. Curve was right there with him, up there statistically speaking, always by his side. I mean, this was a duo competition, and they together just stomped everybody else.
I mean, it's
We were
crazy to
talking to
think.
Lev. Go ahead, Kelly. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say that it's crazy to think that a few weeks ago, this would have been a very different story, because it was going to be Veno and Cold for a while. And it wasn't until Cold ended up playing with Rapid that Veno ended up picking Curve. So the fact that that is how this came to fruition, and then they end up winning the major, is just so amazing to me.
Yeah,
That could have been
if
different.
you're Cold, you're thinking, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? But you know what? It is what it is. We were talking with Lev, and Lev was saying, you know, man, I'm so happy for Veno. You know, for a moment he forgot who he was, but today he remembers. Congratulations, Veno and Curve, FNCS champions. We can take a look at those standings, because man, they just put on an
Final standings.
Let's look at this. 727
Unbelievable.
points ahead
Unbelievable.
of Majors and Ritual.
Yeah, Ritual got up there.
You know, again, congratulations. I do want to highlight this top 5.
Peterbot and Pollo dropped down a little bit.
Ritual, Acorn, and Bold.
Flake's in the top 10. I like it though.
Muzz and Sphinx, who show up.
Wow.
In
They held
that
the top
last
10.
round to sneak their way into that top 5. That's why I'm freaking out.
Oh, Muzz and
that's why I'm
shit.
freaking out, Kelly.
And it's
Wow,
so funny
dude.
too, because they've kind of just been like hiding in the shadows a little bit. They haven't necessarily
those
been
earnings.
playing
Imagine that.
poorly, but it was these last few games where I start to see their names just a little bit more. They're staying alive. They're getting eliminations, and they're just playing what
Crazy,
they want
man.
to play best. They didn't really worry about pop-off games. They didn't worry about making a showing for height. No, Muzz and Sphinx played what they did best. Whew. Vivid. This is just the top 10, though. We still have a few more teams to look at.
Absolutely, and that'll be the big question, right? Who actually went ahead and clinched up that qualification? I mean, Jacob was screaming, he was yelling, Jargo needed that game.
Who got qualification?
He needed that
Oh, they
game
got
for
it.
Sure.
Jargo got
and
it.
Carillion, the
They were saying he was right on the edge, and he got it, bro, by 2 points.
Top 13 by just 2 points.
Look at that. Oh my God.
To go ahead
2 points.
qualify
That is
for
crazy.
Dusseldorf. We could also see up there
That's
Cole and Matt
crazy.
push up. They were
Holy
hanging around
shit.
10th place throughout the entirety of grand finals. It kind
Reet
of
and
felt
Cooper
like
are in
down
there.
to 12th, but still qualifying there. And then
Damn, man.
Reet and Cooper, who I think needed that game. As
Holy
well,
crap,
to go
that
ahead
they
and get
just
up
snuck in there.
372 points, so they did well. And there we have it, Zeke. That rounds up all of the
Wow.
NA teams that are going to be going to Dusseldorf from these grand finals.
And that's why
All right,
you
bro.
can't
That
give
was
up, right? That's exactly
that was
why
pretty
in
good, bro.
the-
That was pretty good. That was really good. Spectating this whole thing, or all of today at least, because I missed the first 6 games, first 7 games to be honest. That was really good, bro. I gotta watch the next one in Germany. That'll be fun. That'll be
It's
fun,
the
bro.
fact that, like, in that
FNCS is always
last
fun to
game,
watch because you're just
Embiid
watching the best players in the
sniffed
world.
Something out. He's like, you know what? This lobby is
It's
going to try
entertaining.
and cut me down. They're going to try and stop me from winning right here, right now. And they make a last-second pivot.
I mean, it feels very appropriate that Veno would be able to sniff out Peterbot. I feel like they kind of have the same mindset when it comes into competitive FNCS. But more importantly, I want to talk about the numbers, Vivid, because we already